What's up, my Koopa Troop? It's Daniel, but you all know me as Koops.
And I'm Mitchell, otherwise known as SirEnobMort or Enob.
We've just hit 10
and a half
years of KoopaKungFu. wa-tai! And to celebrate that milestone, let's take a look back at the history of KoopaKungFu.
Thanks for your support and enjoy the video.
So how did we start KoopaKungFu? Where did this come from?
Why were we so interested in making a YouTube channel to begin with? Like, what drove you to this point?
Both you and I were humongous gamers starting as little kids. Our first consoles were Game Boy Colors.
Yeah.
And that's because we did those long road trips
with the family, and so we got the Game Boy Colors with some other games that weren't Pokemon. And then we got Pokemon, and that's what really got us interested in gaming.
And then our first home console was the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, back in like 2000, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we played a ton of that. And ever since then, we've bought every single Nintendo home console. Actually, every single Nintendo console that's released.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as we grew older, we had friends who were into gaming, and they introduced us into the PlayStation family and into the Xbox family. And we've just kind of learned and played a lot more stuff going on since then. Another big passion of ours was music. You're still doing music to this day.
I am,
as a career. And even me, I was really into music as a kid. And that all leads into when I first went to college. I went to the University of Georgia. And before I went to the University of Georgia, I received an Apple MacBook. And on the Apple MacBook comes GarageBand, which is a music program for editing and mixing tracks.
Yeah, it was our first sort of experience with that music work.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it was just easy to create your own remixes and songs.
Yeah, very user-friendly. And because of that, it really got me into music mixing and little local DJing.
Yeah.
And at college, I started DJing for little parties. I had a ton of fun mixing tracks together, and I started making my own mixes. I don't remember all of them right now, but...
Well, I do. I actually still have a couple of those I listen to every so often. Like,
really?
Like I got a Numa Numa.
Yeah,
that's a fun song. We mix like Black Eyed Peas.
That's Black Eyed Peas Mozo.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And Fresh Gorillas of Bel Air.
Fresh Prince and Gorillas. Okay.
Yeah, yep. And somehow this one worked out, but you had the Ocarina of Time Hyrule Field from Smash Bros. Brawl mixed with Soldier Boy. As Legend of the Phone, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Legend of the Phone. Oh, wow, I forgot about that one. Mm-hmm. Also on this MacBook, I wasn't able to bring our consoles to college because it was just me. And so I brought emulation on my MacBook. Yeah. And so I played a lot of emulated games, including N64 games. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64 we love.
Yeah.
And Smash Bros. 64.
As well as some old PC games that we played also when we were really young, or even before we were there.
Oregon Trail.
Including like Oregon Trail, which I played as a kid on the floppy disk in class. Monkey Island and other things like that. And so we have this MacBook with music mixes. I have these video games. And then at the time, YouTube was out already. And there was some more relevant interests or more recent interests that were out, including Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, that had just released back in late 2009. And a lot of people were starting to upload gaming videos of this game in particular.
Yes. There was a lot of Modern Warfare 2 videos out on YouTube.
And those were becoming really popular, especially like the highlight clips and these montages.
And gameplay and commentary. And this is kind of the first time I had really been involved or watching a lot
exposed to this.
Exposed to this type
material.
of thing. There was a guy named Mr. Phantasmo who was doing voice commentary. I was really impressed by what I was listening to. Another one named Sandy Ravage, who was doing gameplay, but no voice commentary, but using audio clips.
Yeah.
Found that amazing. It was so funny. Mm-hmm. With Duke Nukem voices.
Yeah. That's what the Booster Justice series. Videos. Those are great.
And that directly led to my first couple of gameplay videos on this YouTube channel. Was the heavy Sandy Ravage influence. Other things, just interest in general. Like I watched a lot of StarCraft. In terms of humor, we watched a lot of Angry Video Game Nerds.
Of course. Yeah. The big video game guy himself on the interwebs at the time. Angry Video Game Nerd. His comedy skits and had amazing editing.
Mm-hmm. Just in general, also things called YouTube poops, which are old clips just edited from different old video game series and shows.
Mm-hmm. And the old Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series.
By Little Karibo.
Yeah, the whole taking some material that's supposed to be played pretty straight or whatever,
And then
just
flipping it on its head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would say all these influences, all of this music, all of these gameplay, all of this commentary led to the creation of a YouTube channel called TheDJayFrey, where I uploaded my first music mixes, and then I uploaded my first gameplay, which was from my computer, my emulation, Mario Kart 64, with no commentary because I didn't have a mic or anything, but
you added a Duke Nukem voices.
I added Duke Nukem voices over top of it. And that was pretty much the second thing I uploaded to YouTube. And that is how we started on YouTube.
Yep.
With this TrGFrey, with these music, and with this gameplay from my MacBook.
Sounds pretty nerdy, bro.
It is.
But hey, you got to do what you love.
It's really nerdy. And then as I watched more of this commentary, I wanted to emulate what these people were doing. And so got a microphone.
What, a Blue Yeti, yeah?
Yeah, back in the day it was a Blue Yeti. I had a program called ScreenFlow on my MacBook. And our first commentary gameplay, I had my friend the Asian, and we played a game called Worms Armageddon, which was also PC emulated.
Yeah.
A very old game. And the two of us just sat on our couch and played this game. We had our TV on. It was this low
you
key.
Can hear it in the background.
You know, we're watching like CSI Law and Order or something. And he just came up to visit for the weekend, put the mic on, and we're just like, let's just have some fun and play. And that was our first commentary.
Gameplay commentary. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we uploaded that to YouTube. So now you can start seeing these kind of random things starting to appear on this YouTube channel. The next thing I would say is I was in college, and one of the courses I was taking was for landscape architecture, and one of the programs we needed to learn was Adobe Photoshop. And Photoshop is an intricate and detailed program, but once you get over the difficult learning curve, it's one of the most useful programs around. Once I started learning that, I experimented with intros and backgrounds. YouTube added a lot more customization back in the day.
Back in the day, you could actually upload big background
images
for the backgrounds on YouTube, on your home pages on YouTube.
And so I got really creative and started making my own designs. And as I started uploading more, I started meeting other people who were doing similar things. And I'd say one of the biggest people that I met, or one of my closest friends, was a guy named Scott, or also known as Panobi, also known as the acoustic kind. He did Pokemon, especially Wi-Fi battles, Yu-Gi-Oh, and One Piece.
One Piece
is a big, another.
You gotta
big
bring up One
in my
Piece
life
now, don't we? Oh boy, not just in your life, my life as well. I must admit.
Going back into late elementary and middle school,
started
getting into, we had these kid shows on TV like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon as we were kids. And then we started reading and watching Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, kind of the big three. One Piece kind of grabbing hold of me the most out of all of them. And it now being a series I've read and watched for over half my life.
Over half my life.
Over half his life, half my life. And so One Piece is huge. And I met this guy named Scott, who was also humongously into One Piece.
Yeah.
And our shared bond, our shared love over One Piece got us to talking just about One Piece. And we ended up talking about it so much, we said, hey, let's just get on Skype and do a review show. When a chapter comes out weekly or an anime episode comes out, let's talk about it. And so we did this One Piece manga review, this One Piece weekly, where we would get together and we would just discuss things One Piece related. And, as one of my growing friends on YouTube, I helped, we worked together. I made his YouTube backgrounds. I made his avatar. And, he was actually kind of an established YouTuber. And by established, I mean like
a couple hundred subscribers,
subscribers. And so this was a big YouTuber, and it just was, it was great working with him and meeting him. And then Scott got invited to this channel called Nimbuzz.
Yeah, Nimbuzz. It's primarily focused on showing off all sorts of Nintendo gameplay.
This was a humongous channel, and it was a community channel, which is kind of a new concept at the time. But it was all creators from on YouTube would upload footage or Let's Plays or series or just highlights to this channel Nimbuzz. And you had to be invited, you had to be a special content creator, a well-known one in the community, and then you were invited. Scott was actually a well-known content creator because of his Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. And the Pokemon scene, the Wi-Fi battle scene on YouTube, was actually humongous. There is a bunch of content creators still around to this day from that Wi-Fi battling scene of Pokemon Black and White.
I believe it was around that time.
Black and White.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott was invited. I offered to Ninbuzz to, Scott said, hey, I'd love to join Ninbuzz. Do you mind if my buddy TheDJayFrey here joins? And I said, hey, Ninbuzz, I can do some commentary. I've done some already for some of my stuff, and I can Photoshop your background. And Ninbuzz was like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever. Yeah. That's cool. You can tag along, whatever. Yeah. Get in here, man. Woo! Woo! And so I did the first episode of Ninbuzz.
It was, I think, just the first Smash Brothers video. You pretty much just had some gameplay going on in the background while you talked about yourself.
Post-commentary and did
introduction, yeah.
And then as I did this, I said to myself, this is kind of fun. Now I'm kind of working on YouTube. I enjoy doing it. I want to make a YouTube name that more accurately reflects what I'm doing. I've kind of stopped doing the music mixes and I've started doing the gaming. And the TheDJayFrey is all about music mixing. And so I said, let's make a new YouTube channel focused on gaming. So I want to make the name relevant. So then kind of thought of different options for this name. And I actually had 3. My first preference was a name called Mecha Blooper, which is an enemy from Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga.
Mm-hmm. One of our favorite games of all time.
A Mr. Thwomper, which actually was based off Thwomp, the enemy from Mario. And then Mr. Phantasmo, one of the old YouTube content creators I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Kung Fu Koopa. Kung Fu Koopa, which is a enemy from Mario Party 7?
Yeah, something we weren't really too familiar with, but you liked the alliteration and the theming of it.
I remember literally going on Wikipedia and looking up enemies and looking up, ignoring the first main ones. No Bowsers, none of that. Getting down to the very bottom and seeing which side character. So I think that'd be kind of cool to have a gaming-related name, but not overtly gaming-related. Right. I don't want it to slap you in the face. I just want it to be somewhat like if you're a gaming nerd, go, hey, I get the reference.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. Mecha Blooper was my first preference. I love that name. I thought it was really cool. I thought Mecha Bloopers were a cool enemy. I like the theme, but the Twitter name was taken, and I couldn't get Mecha Blooper. Mr. Thwomper was there, but I was like, I'm not really that interested. It's like my least favorite. Kung Fu Koopa was available, and I took it. I called you up. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
man.
I like it.
You're weird.
Yeah, okay, man. I kind of have a test tomorrow.
Look, get off the phone. I need to study.
We talked for like hours on this thing too, man. But we did come to the conclusion. Yeah, Kung Fu Koopa was the thing to go with. That name, take it.
And so then on 10/20/2010, and this was on purpose, I made the YouTube channel Kung Fu Koopa. I loved the numbers looked great, and at this time, YouTube on the very left side said the channel creation date, and it looked great. It looked beautiful.
10/20/2010.
10/20/2010.
Perfect.
And so I started uploading old videos from TheDJayFrey, and I made my first video, which was going to be my introduction. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Kung Fu Koopa. But there was a problem in my intro.
And you almost screwed it up there too.
I messed it up. Yeah. I messed it up. I tried saying welcome to Kung Fu Koopa, but I messed it up and kept saying KoopaKungFu. And I realized after making the name that Kung Fu Koopa is really sharp and hard to say because you have to take a breath after pretty much each syllable. Kung Fu Koopa. And then I was like, wait, KoopaKungFu. It's so much easier to say, so much faster. And I messed up this intro about 3-4 times in my first video. And after making the video, I said, you know what? I can't do it. I can't use this Kung Fu Koopa channel. It's too difficult to say, and I'm going to make this mistake for every single video I ever do on this channel. And so even though I made this channel, people had already started subbing to it. I deleted it and made KoopaKungFu the very next day on 10/21/2010.
October 21st, 2010, KoopaKungFu was created
based off of Kung Fu Koopa from Mario Party 7 and the fact I couldn't say that name. So we got KoopaKungFu.
What a way to begin your this whole career, this whole thing, this whole shebang.
It was a mistake. It was based off a mistake.
KoopaKungFu. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Tagline. I then went ahead and deleted the TheDJayFrey, moved all the old videos over. I said I didn't want people getting confused between which one to sub to. I actually, at that point, TheDJayFrey had a couple hundred subscribers. It had grown since we had began, but I wanted them all to sub over to KoopaKungFu. So we deleted that. You really can't find the TheDJayFrey online anymore.
It just disappeared.
It's kind of gone. And that was really the start of the channel. We started uploading all these random Mario Kart 64 gameplay, Super Smash Bros. 64, because I was still on the emulator.
Pokemon Stadium.
With
the commentary on top. You even had like things like the sub count videos. There's like a dislike video where you had like all the montage of everything bad.
These were cute YouTube-y things I did at the time, whereas a sub count video showing, every time we get a new number, a new goal, I'm going to update the description. It was like 100, 150, 200, little numbers like that. And then a dislike video. Hey, if you're having a bad day, dislike this video, which nowadays you would never do, but at the time we had done that. And then I kept changing the backgrounds because of my Photoshop backgrounds related to One Piece, and then KoopaKungFu related.
Nintendo stuff.
Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, you became that director of Nimbuzz. And we did some more videos for them, like on Super Smash Bros. 64, of course, Mario Kart 64. And weirdly enough, you started doing things never done before.
I wanted to do something different. So there was a lot of content creators on Nimbuzz, and I did want to be a little bit different and get noticed. And so I downloaded an emulator to play Virtual Boy games.
Virtual Boy games.
I don't know why I picked that. I would probably not pick that again if I had a second chance. And I did Mario's Tennis. Whatever it's name.
Mario's Tennis? Yeah, Virtual Boy.
And then Wario Land, the only good game on the Virtual Boy.
Yeah. You actually did a whole Let's Play.
I did a whole Let's Play of Wario Land on Nimbuzz.
Yeah.
And in fact, started strong and then took a break because I didn't want to play that game.
But also the emulator was so difficult to work with.
It wasn't working.
With the colors, it's just, so bad.
Eventually did finish that series on Nimbuzz.
And this is also where you talk about why we dislike Toad so much.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have asked us over the years, what's with you and Toad? And it's nothing like personal, but in one of these Mario Kart 64 videos, I think it's
Toad takes a tumble.
Toad takes a tumble. We explain our disdain, which is really just his voice.
It's his voice.
It's his voice in Mario Kart 64.
Especially, yeah.
He would be one of the AIs, and he would Yahoo every time he went past you. Literally in your ear and just like scream at you. Yahoo! Yahoo! And then he was the best one to hit because his wow when he died, that sound effect as he fell off a cliff, that was the best one in the game. And so that's kind of why all this disdain for Toad came from. Still big friends with Scott, and we did a lot of co-commentary with the acoustic kind, including Mario Golf Toad Stool Tour. He would be playing and he'd be streaming it over Skype, and so I would have this like 15-second delay.
Oof, just all those early
internet
problems.
Things,
Yeah. I also worked with the guy at Nintendo LP. He was pretty big back then.
Oh yeah, Nintendo LP was pretty.
You did like the Kirby's Epic Yarn episode with him.
Yeah, that's true. We talked over. I mean, I was just trying to spread out and work with a bunch of different content creators because as a growing content creator who had just started, you're trying to get your name out there and work with other people around your level and people who are a little bit bigger and more established than you.
Yeah, speaking of kind of spreading out, you actually started working with Pokemosh Pit.
Oh my, yes, I did. Pokemosh Pit was another Nintendo channel that specialized in Pokemon battles. Like I said before, the Pokemon Wi-Fi scene was big, and they did mostly Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, but they spread out to other Pokemon games in general. And I worked for them. I made their background, and then played Pokemon Stadium
and Hey You Pikachu,
Pikachu mini games on the Pokemosh Pit. So and that was another huge
Pokemon, I guess,
branched out, and I mean, it worked, I guess. From different places, everyone's like, "Hey, I found you here, I found you there. Hey, you were funny. Hey, you were terrible." But they came.
I mean, again, so coming with Pokemon, you did some stuff for Scott on his own Pokemon Wi-Fi battles videos.
Oh, I did a guest narration because he every once in a while invited people to do a guest narration. I was awful because I don't know anything about Pokemon Wi-Fi battling. But it was still a great experience to do that and have a lot of fun working with his audience and making a guest narrated battle.
You're doing all this other stuff, though, with your own channel and all these other channels you're working with.
And supposedly going to college.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that was a lot of time, all that together, so you did have to shut down the One Piece Weekly.
Yeah, we had started doing it and we had kept trying to do it, but we were both pretty busy and just had to unfortunately stop that program. But we still talked One Piece all the time, just not in that vlog format anymore.
But instead, what kind of took that place on your channel, Let's Plays.
I was influenced by other Let's Players, and I like that format where, hey, you play a game and you do commentary. And back in the day, Let's Plays had rules around them. You could only start a Let's Play a year after the game had released. It generally was done by kind of a walkthrough-esque format where you had played the game multiple times, you knew what you were talking about.
So one game that you knew inside and out pretty much
was Pokemon Fire Red, a remake of Pokemon Red and Blue. And as we said before, that was one of the first games we'd ever played as a kid. And I've played that multiple times with multiple save files. And I had played Pokemon Fire Red, and to me, when I was younger, that was one of the greatest games. Game Boy Advance, inventory updated, looked amazing. And I was so happy to play that. And I said, well, this is a comfort game for me. I can play this, and this will be my first Let's Play on the channel.
Yeah. It kind of also came about because there are people from watching your random gameplay on Ninbuzz and elsewhere were hoping that you would do a longer series yourself, because Let's Plays were becoming kind of popular then.
And after all this Pokemon stuff I had done for Pokemosh Pit,
you figured what better LP to start with
than a Pokemon one.
You got your name Koops from the start of this LP, yeah? You named your own character Koops based off of Koops from Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which I think you're playing around that time.
And then I adopted that name, and ever since then I've been known as Koops online. We took all of these old skills I had kind of learned. The intro is made from different GarageBand music loops.
Mm-hmm.
We had...
You found like some weird Mario Kart DS ad from Japan.
I don't know what I was doing.
And you like combined that with the music and...
made the intro, and that was our first
crazy intros.
I did not have a capture device at the time, so this was emulated, which led to plenty of problems. There were save states.
Oh, gosh.
There was audio desync. Even the first episode hilariously has a save state issue where I lost, and then I just reset it right then.
Yeah.
So that was our first learning experience. There's a lot of mistakes and weird humor and goofiness going on. Invited other people to come join. We had Cody Davies TV.
Yeah. He
was also a Ninbuzz director.
Mm-hmm.
He came over and co-commentated 3 episodes, and in return,
you did.
I did a couple episodes of what's it? Legend of Dragoon.
Yep, that was it. Yeah. I mean, you didn't know anything about that game, did you?
No, the only Dragoons I knew were from StarCraft. So I didn't know. I knew nothing
the only
about
Dragoon
that game.
I knew was from Kirby.
So I was completely useless, but still did this co-commentary with him.
And this was the first time doing something like this. You didn't really have a set schedule or anything, but you did live commentary on the entire series. But that was quite the challenge for you, because everything before that was a mix of post commentary. There was some live commentary, but it wasn't on to this extent. You never really planned to do something from start to finish. It's just gonna be kind of silly, random fun things you do after coming back to your apartment from college.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was just a hobby, YouTube. I was just having fun doing this. There wasn't any pay or anything. I just was doing it for fun.
Yeah, and again, you're having so much fun with not only working on your own channel and Ninbuzz and other people's channels. You thought about starting up the old One Piece show again with Bu Kwon Do.
I missed doing it. And so, yeah, you're right. Bu Kwon Do was a second channel.
And a take on KoopaKungFu.
Yeah, once we got the theme of KoopaKungFu,
Yeah.
then picked another enemy and then gave him another martial art.
But that's kind of weird because it doesn't really relate, though, to anime or manga discussions.
The idea was a second channel, and so it was Bu Kwon Do, and it was going to be anime and manga reviews. But I found out, hey, running 2 channels is super difficult, and I've made that mistake multiple times throughout my career, as we'll talk more and more about.
Yeah.
But that was my first attempt at a second channel. It was soon deleted because name didn't relate, I didn't have time, and it just wasn't going to be worth the effort.
And that kind of ended off 2010.
Yeah,
so
it's about
kind of
2010.
a big start with this channel. Working on Ninbuzz soon after doing your first LP, working with a bunch of other creators, and trying some different things with your commentary.
And that concludes 2010, moving into 2011.
So at the start of 2011, you also decided to start another channel of anime and manga discussion, but this time with a more appropriate name
Yes.
and theming. the world government headquarters.
Once again, related to One Piece.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course, One Piece.
And the idea was, okay, Bukwando didn't work because it was a bad name. Let's get one more relevant. But that was soon removed as well because once again I found out, hey, I still don't have time.
Right, with your own
second channel.
Yeah, with your own channel plus
Schoolwork.
Still got school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So into February,
guess what? I tried a third time.
Right.
This time I made another channel called Troopa Tai Chi.
This was gameplay, but with the focus on charity.
Yep. The idea was I would get this channel partnered, and then any ad revenue would all be donated to charity. And it was going to be gameplay that wasn't a Let's Play, because Let's Plays would go on KoopaKungFu, and that was just going to be random gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
But what ended up happening is that channel never got partnered and never made ad revenue.
Yeah.
And I didn't continue uploading to it. It still exists, though.
It does still exist on YouTube, but you only find a couple of Call of Duty Black Ops videos on there.
Yeah, from a long time ago.
Yeah. But hey, around that same time, about a week later or so, you started off the Super Mario Strikers LP.
Yeah, that's the second Let's Play
Mm-hmm.
ever to be on the channel. And the notable thing about this Let's Play, it was the first one with an actual recording device.
Yeah.
I bought an Elgato game capture so you could plug it in and record actual gameplay
From your consoles.
From your console.
There was a delay though, right?
This had a 5-second delay, so you could not live stream from it or anything like that, but you could record.
And you had to move the audio.
But then you had
around
to
a
move
bit.
your audio back 5 seconds too. So it was a little bit of a complicated mess, but it did work, and we did get recorded gameplay.
Worked well enough to start up another Let's Play, Luigi's Mansion, a couple days later. Oh man, it's such a nostalgic game for the both of us. In fact, you even hinted at this Let's Play starting with some of the later Fire Red intros.
It had the music, and then Luigi's face popped up real
like
scared.
A couple frames, yeah.
And then it went back. Yeah, it was a hint going on to the next Let's Play because we were getting real pumped to do another Let's Play, Luigi's Mansion.
And you're also really trying to get into the theming of KoopaKungFu. And you made a new intro and outro for this Let's Play.
This one had the Koopa punching Luigi.
Yeah, in the intro,
Yep.
Luigi starts out, he kicks the shell, oh yeah, and then the shell comes back, and it's Koopa.
Koopa pops out and punches him.
Yeah.
wa-tai, yeah.
And at the end, you had the paratrooper kicking a toad instead. It was an interesting process having to create the intro and outro because there's a lot of Photoshop frame by frame sort of work.
I don't know how to animate, but I know how to make a flip book, and all of these intros were made like a flip book where I would make an image and then make the next image. That's how you do animation.
Yeah.
But it's very rough, and that was all I could do. But that was our first intros because we really wanted to follow this idea of KoopaKungFu and reinforce it.
You even upgrade your capture card soon after from the that Elgato game capture to, what was it, Hauppauge HD?
Hauppauge HD, which was the gold standard of recording. Anyone who was recording Call of Duty had a Hauppauge HD if they were worth their salt. I pride ourselves actually that we've always really strove for high quality videos. And this isn't to put anyone down, but back in the day there was a lot of camcorder Let's Play.
It's just what people had available.
It's what you had available, and so people would just record their TV screen with whatever phone or camera they had laying around.
But we didn't really like that.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that, so we always uploaded it in 720p, which is HD, and eventually upgraded to 1080p, and even further in the future, it upgraded to 4K. Always trying to get these high quality videos out, so it'd be because back in the day, that was a selling feature that you had a video that was watchable.
Yeah, YouTube would advertise your channel
as HD.
Watch because it had HD videos.
It had HD videos.
Yeah.
We even tried different renderings to make the video quality
some
higher.
Of those Luigi's Mansion videos towards the end of the series are some of the highest quality content we've ever put out there.
They look emulated, but they are straight,
like better than emulation. I don't know how
uncompressed, ripped from like the game. I don't know, but we just tried a lot of different quality settings. Some looked amazing, but were too time consuming to do. Others did not look good. So there's a lot of mishmash, unfortunately, in some of these early series, as we literally tried different render codecs and settings and things like that.
Yeah, you're doing all this work on YouTube with the different ideas for channels, the strive for high quality gameplay and commentary and all this sort of stuff. But that takes a lot of time, and efforts and attention.
And
it kind of diverts it from other things
which
that were
was
also important.
School. I was going to school, but as I focused more and more and more on YouTube, I started slacking, and I ended up kind of dropping out of school. and I had to switch to a different college, and so I moved away from the University of Georgia. But right before I moved away, it was like the last 2 months or last month before I left, I actually got my first paycheck from YouTube. My first paycheck was a whopping $8, and this was after about 6 months or so. But what I will say is it wasn't disappointing, it was more exciting. It was like, hey, I was playing video games and I made $8. What could the future hold? It really got me excited. So even though I was leaving University of Georgia on a bad note after failing classes, I decided I wanted to continue pursuing this KoopaKungFu. And this actually was a big defining point because I really seriously thought about quitting to really re-get my life focused and turned around. But instead, I went to a different college nearby, Kennesaw State University, and I was actually invited to join a network for the first time to become a partner. I joined Ninbuzz as a director. That was a self-name they made. Or
actually, YouTube channels back then were called directors.
You're right, actually. YouTube channels were called directors. And so I was a director for Ninbuzz. And then there was a lot of people joining up with Machinima, which was a big video game network. But I got an offer from the game station, also known as TGS. And this was one of the most exciting things to happen to me because this was a premier gaming network with some of these other amazing channels, these big content creators from back in the day. And they offered a partner program where you could earn better ad revenue than the standard YouTube ad revenue.
That's right, yeah.
I finished up all of my work. I'd been working with Pokemosh Pit and Ninbuzz and decided to really focus on just my channel now that I was deciding to make this a business and grow with it.
So now we're getting into July, and we started up the Mario Kart Double Dash Let's Play, which is something I'm really excited to talk about because that's my first time on the channel.
Yeah, I had done this all by myself for a long time, making all the things. But when I came back to the local area, I was with Enob, and we decided to do Mario Kart Double Dash, which was a big-time favorite of the two of ours. It was one of the games we played on the GameCube when it came out, and we played it all the time because it was a co-op game, which is pretty unique. And we got to be pretty good at it just by purely playing a lot. And so we decided to do a co-commentary together, and that was Enob's first appearance on the channel.
We were both back at home from college over the summer, and so we decided we were both able to record something together, and you invited me to try doing some co-commentary. I even did some of the stuff on the Super Mario Strikers.
Yeah, because I was still working on Super Mario Strikers, and so you helped join for Super Cups. First off, because those were super hard.
Yeah.
And I needed the help.
I even did the montage towards the end there.
Because it was too tough.
It was tough.
We lost and had to redo it all.
Again. Oh, that was a lot of editing for me.
And the thing is, this also, Super Mario Strikers has toads in it, and they're angry. And this just kept our angry toad thing going on. And this, I think that's the debut of your...
Oh, my singing?
Your toad singing, yeah!
Oh, my beautiful voice!
That was where this all kind of came full circle. And it's like, hey, this is why we hate toads, guys. They're beating us up in Strikers. Oh, we can't even play soccer without them kicking us.
And then, of course, we hate his voice, but it's hilarious to think of Toad singing. And so just came up with that idea just on a whim, and Beauty and the Toad
was released a song dedicated to all the toads.
Infamous.
Yeah, definitely an infamous song there. That leads us into our next Let's Play, which was Let's Play number 5.
Super Paper Mario.
Super Paper Mario.
This is a fan favorite
of
many people following the channel.
Now, this is interesting because this is the first game that I had never played before. Every other game so far on the channel I had played as a kid or played younger or played recently, but not Super Paper Mario. I'd never played it. This is my first blind Let's Play on the channel, which is notable because I would go on to do numerous blind Let's Plays. But this was a blind one with live commentary, and it resulted in a lot of questions for me, a lot of frustrated humor, a lot of great moments from the channel, including like the Merlin.
Have you seen the sky
lately? Which is probably one of our more famous quotes on the channel. As I talked to Merlin, and he just was not helpful throughout the entire game. That also got us to be recognized by the game station in one of their highlight videos. where every week they would highlight some of the member channels.
Yeah, you're in
part of the
top
network.
5.
And at number 2, we have KoopaKungFu's first episode of his Super Paper Mario Let's Play.
I was part of top 5.
The Game Station podcast, hosted by Total Biscuit. Rest in peace, Total Biscuit. Press Hard to Continue, Dodger, Husky Starcraft, who was one of my inspirations, and OMFG Kata, also known as Jesse Cox. And one of the reasons I was so excited to join TGS because I thought all these people were great people. And this ended up being a memorable shout out because I was so excited to see the shout out happen. And it was
certainly memorable.
It was certainly memorable.
Well, maybe not for Jesse Cox, though.
Oh no.
Jesse, why don't you start us off? Tell people where to go. Tell them what video they need to watch.
Oh, I don't remember the name of the video. Oh my God, TV, help me
Dodger,
out.
you fail less. You tell us about your video.
No, it's a playthrough, but I don't know the exact name because it's like part 45. How am I supposed to? It's Super Paper Mario number 49, The Misadventures of Piccolo by KoopaKungFu. It is amazing. KoopaKungFu cracks me up.
Thanks, Jesse, for the shout out. I appreciate it.
But hey, that wasn't the only shout out he got for that LP, though.
Jugga Conroy, who's kind of the definition of a Let's Player in terms of playing a game with information and detailed walkthrough and layouts.
Certainly Let's Plays on Nintendo games.
And he gave me a shout out on his Super Paper Mario Let's Play.
God, I mean, I know that Merlin's putting pressure on us, but I mean, this guy's just a downright jerk. What is wrong? I can see why KoopaKungFu freaking hates you.
You can see why.
You can see why, yeah. So that was kind of the biggest Let's Play on the channel. That was an exciting thing for us. We come into the fall of 2011, and this MacBook's not really cutting it for the editing anymore. And this is when we switched to Sony Vegas Pro, which we've actually been using ever since then for our editing, though there's been a lot of experimentation.
Yeah, despite some issues we've had with it in the past and even currently, but we're still using it. In November, we did the Let's Play of Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a nostalgic game for me, because I played a lot of it on card trips back in the day.
Yep, on the Game Boy Advance.
And it also had the co-op to it, which playing co-op on, or any sort of multiplayer game on Game Boy Advance is pretty uncommon. So doing a Let's Play with the two of us playing that game was quite unique.
And I would say that one of our strong points for KoopaKungFu was that we did a lot of these co-op and co-commentary things because that was not a common thing back in the day. And most people that did Let's Plays was only by themselves. So the fact that we got to do a lot of different games with two people was really special, and I thought made our videos better for it. That also has a couple of great lines in there too. What was the one that you always sang?
Oh my gosh. Redemption on your dead corpse.
Yeah.
for the Kirby victory dance. So with the LP of Super Paper Mario and Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, we were ending off the 2011 year with some strong Nintendo games that really helped solidify KoopaKungFu as a YouTube channel for Nintendo gameplay commentary.
Yep, gaming Let's Plays for sure. And that brings us into 2012, and in January, what do we do? We
start off the next Let's Play of Rayman Origins.
Rayman Origins, that whole is near and dear to my heart. That started in later January of 2012, and that is the first Let's Play on the channel with 4 people. 2 new ones. We introduced Snoopy.
That's my friend.
Enob's friend, and Mr. PV Bravo,
who's our cousin.
Our cousin, into a Let's Play.
Right.
This also brought some controversy, actually.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, in that first episode, we actually had a couple people upset that we were Let's Playing this game, which was only a few months after its release. This kind of mentality, though, of Let's Play was changing by this point because blind LPs were becoming more popular compared to the sort of practice Let's Play run.
Plays, yeah.
This also was our shift, sort of, in the practice Let's Plays of the games that we've known.
To doing more blind Let's Plays with more recent games that just come out. This series also had a ton of editing for you.
I put that on myself, but I decided, it'd be kind of interesting to see how many times and when deaths would occur during what they call tricky treasure runs, where we had to chase after the stupid chest in a short, very difficult level, but we'd still accrue like hundreds of deaths in just after going after one chest. And there were like 7 or 8 of these levels. I can't remember, but there were so many deaths to edit, and I edited each one as it came up. Oh my gosh. But regardless of this
it's just one of these great games where it is a cooperative game, but you're able to hit and interfere with each other, which just lends itself perfectly to how our group interacts.
Yeah.
Where we do cooperate, but we're not above slapping each other. And it just leads to all sorts of fails and funny moments. Definitely one of my favorite Let's Plays ever done on the channel. March rolls around and start a new series called Noko Noko News.
It was a way to get updates to your fans on the channel.
Through YouTube videos as opposed to just Twitter posts and things
Or
like
Facebook
that.
and whatnot, yeah.
Noko Noko meaning turtle, and so it was just kind of like a turtley news update, just to kind of keep the theme of KoopaKungFu.
In late spring of 2012, we started up a series called Versus Mode, where we played games not necessarily for a Let's Play series, but just kind of some quick gameplay battles between various friends of ours that we had with us at the time.
We kind of forced them into doing it. We're like, hey, do you want to just play some quick gameplay battles, and we'll put it together, make a versus mode out of it?
So we first re-uploaded some of the old GoldenEye Wii videos that we had put up on the channel previously. That's actually where Mr. P. Bravo was first introduced.
That's right, because he came in as a guest. And we
the old Worms Reinforcement videos from way back, even from the TheDJayFrey days.
Oh yeah, that was with the Asian.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Also, you had like the Mario Kart Wii video with against Purple Rodri.
Yep, did that back in the day as well. And my favorite thing about Versus Mode is just the humor amongst our whole group and the intro.
Yeah, bring back the very first intro.
Reutilized it into the Versus Mode intro, and it's amazing.
It's amazing.
I also started Turtle Talk, which is just another vlogging system. I had gone to the Symphony of the Goddess, which is a Zelda concert where they would play the Zelda music live while you watch the video above it.
2012 was celebrating 25th anniversary of Zelda series.
So that was really exciting and just a great way to kind of start the summer. However, that leads into the 2012 summer hiatus. Not a great time because we had been working really hard on the channel. We had been uploading a lot of videos. However, school was happening, and one of the cool things I was going to do was going to be able to travel with my school to China as a study abroad.
School also got in the way for myself. I decided to do a study abroad in Spain.
And so both that summer, I was gone to China, Japan, and Taiwan, and Enob was gone to Spain. And so through June through August of 2012, we were not in the country and not able to make any single videos whatsoever. Then when I was in Taiwan, I sat down and I wrote a long email to Enob. We've been doing this now for about 2 years or so, a year and a half. And I'm enjoying it. I want to make this serious. Like, I really want to dedicate this and make it a professional endeavor. And so I sent a long email with this detailed layout for this YouTube channel idea and how to set it up as a business. And I wanted to come back from this vacation really focused and make YouTube as good as it could be to possibly make it a full-time job. I mean, the dream was there, and we saw people who were successful doing it full-time, and I wanted to replicate their success. So we strove for these daily videos and to branch out from series, not just Nintendo, because we'd only been doing Nintendo up to this point, but to start looking at other things to try and gather a larger audience.
I agreed with all that. I said, yeah, let's
do
get
it.
back together and really work hard at it. Make it happen.
So we came back in August from all of this traveling and did a Noko News about a relaunch. And we talked about the Koopa Cave, which was our little room in the basement where we had all of our equipment, all of our video games. That's still always been in the basement. It's been in different rooms, but it's been our Koopa Cave for this whole time. It's kind of like the Bat Cave, but, for Koopas.
Also, I made the Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Orchestral Medley.
That was a humongous project.
Humongous project.
It was recognized by the Game Station. It was shouted out by a couple people. It's still one of our most proud videos out there for the sheer amount of effort we put into it. And it stands as a testament to Enob's ability to craft music and arrange. That's one of our favorite things.
And your effort to just start branching out and do more things with the channel.
At this point, we're just itching to get back into doing some Let's Plays.
Right.
And so we came back and started with a favorite game of ours in September, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I love the humor, love the style of the game, and we decided on a new look, a new kind of professional polish to KoopaKungFu, and we did a pixel art of Cooper.
That is the name of the Koopa. Koops had made.
of the mascot for the channel. We worked on a new intro with a curtain rising, Koopa versus Toad on the stage. And the numbers would pop up over the curtain for each episode. And this also came with a new outro we made. So really tried to polish up everything related to the channel. And so that was really a fun Let's Play to begin.
And a great way to debut this new intro and outro.
You also made new music for it,
Yep.
new arrangement. You also got to go to that Wii U event.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Wii U.
Yeah, well, at this Wii U event, I got to take a sneak peek at it. And it was also my first time making a solo video on the channel.
Yeah.
Or really a video of someone not Koops on the channel.
Yeah, I think I had been involved in every single video otherwise to that point.
Yeah, and gosh, that video's a bit embarrassing looking back on it, but hey, you know.
Hey, every video
first
on the
effort,
channel's a bit
yeah.
embarrassing when you look back on it. Later that year, also still in September, actually, I guess it was, later in September, started Infinity Blade, which kind of out of nowhere, but as we talked about growing our channel and our business, decided to pick up on mobile games. Thought mobile gaming was the future of gaming, or a very large growing area, and so I wanted to do a really popular game, which was Infinity Blade, and this was my first mobile game playthrough. I would say overall a really successful one and a fun trial into a new adventure into a new area. Then we went into October with Left 4 Dead 2, a zombie shooter game. We played it on the Xbox 360 back in the day.
Because it had the split screen co-op.
So another way we could do something a little bit different with the two of us. This was a total departure from all of the Nintendo stuff. In fact, it's a shooter. It is zombies. It is gory. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that was a great Let's Play. Also because it was October, it was kind of a Halloween feel what we were striving for. What else do we had? We had...
Yeah, the shooting didn't stop there. We did some more GoldenEye Wii with Viva Bravo
007
and Snoopy, just for some more versus mode videos. Always good fun.
And then October 21st,
So the 2-year,
the 2-year anniversary recap.
special videos.
We did highlights of the past years of KoopaKungFu, which was some of our most jam-packed, content-filled 2 years, because we've been pretty consistent uploading for a long time. Later that year in 2012, the Wii U launched. Nintendo made a super cute video of the Pikmin carrying your data from the Wii and transferring it over to the Wii U. And as we started, we said, hey, let's record this.
This is cute.
This is really cute.
Yeah.
And you can only do it one time. So we realized, hey, we have to record it right now. And that's actually been a surprisingly popular video over all this time.
Over the years, yeah.
We wrapped up 2012 in December with a couple of new random series as we continued to branch out and try and find new avenues for success and new viewers. We tried
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Yep, we Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Did the Let's Play of Mario Kart 64. That was always great to go back to our favorite games and play it, with some friends. But there is one other that we didn't have as much fun playing.
But we did want to try another random
Racer,
and we picked
Burger King Pocket Bike Racer.
Burger King Pocket Bike Racer. Oh boy, that was a mess, but it was a lot of fun just because there was a bunch of us playing it, trying it out.
Yeah, and again with the other guys, Snoopy and PV Bravo, we did some more versus mode videos of like the Worms Armageddon for N64 and then the GoldenEye N64. So again, kind of going back to some of the old games we used to play with friends and such, and just kind of reliving those experiences and sharing those online with fans.
And I think what made the channel great at this time is that we were doing a bunch of different games that we wanted to play. It wasn't just the most popular series out at the time. We did some of those videos, but really it was like, hey, what is fun to us? And that's where we found this Burger King Pocket Racer, which was not fun to us, but we wanted to try it. We wanted to do the Mario Kart 64. We wanted to do this GoldenEye. We wanted to do these Worms Up Again. We just had fun trying all these different things. And I think that's where we saw a lot of success, is you could feel us having fun, or at least being miserable together, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That concludes 2012, and then we go into 2013.
With the very beginning of 2013, we started our next Let's Play, New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U.
It was one of the launch titles for the new Wii U console, and something exciting we wanted to try out. And we had the option to play with 4 players.
Got the Koopa crew back together and played through it, and we decided also to make every level of the game an episode.
This was a different attempt to see how the titling would go, how the episodes would go, and if we could upload more than one video a day.
Yeah, so we tried putting up multiple episodes in it every day, and it turned out to be a series with the second most amount of episodes on the channel.
Yeah, it went for a while, but it also, we tried showing off the Wii U gamepad in the first episode, but what was cool was us trying to figure out how to make the gamepad work out. We actually built a cradle out of Kinects. So the gamepad would sit in it, and this Kinects would come over the top, and it would hold a webcam directly above it, and then act like a camera right above it so you could see the screen of the gamepad.
And it was pretty good quality, actually.
Yeah, it worked way better than expected, and was really interesting. We used that technology later on in another series.
And also with this Let's Play, we decided to try out a new intro-outro.
Yep, this was the debut of Cooper moving through the grass at the start and then the intro.
And then for the outro,
he would get more and more speed, zoom, and result in a punch right to poor Toad, who went flying Team Rocket style into the distance with a little twinkle at the very end of it.
Yeah.
We also went over to MagFest, because that happens in
January. We were able to meet a lot of other YouTubers at that event.
Yeah, we did. This was an interesting experience. We met and kind of joined up with the Crew Hub, which was a collaboration of a bunch of different YouTubers. I Sneak Sometimes, Sully Pones, Munching Orge, Purple Rodri, Kurbanamani 456, Zelda Master 2010 at the time, and this, we would kind of join up with them, and we would meet all of them at later events and try to do group recordings. The idea was we'd have another channel to all showcase a collaboration with each other. Ultimately, it ended up not being a great success, but it was at least interesting to join another group of people who were
and get to meet a lot of other YouTubers or people doing the same business. We also did a little quick run through of Temple Run 2.
We ran through Temple Run 2, which randomly got very popular. That was an interesting series.
It kind of showed that mobile gaming was becoming quite popular.
Yeah, a lot of our success
and people were looking for that type of gameplay.
Wanted to get back to our Pokemon roots and did a Pokemon Emerald Let's Play, but it had a little twist on this.
Yeah, you decided to do a grass type mono run.
Just to try something unique and different, and I had a lot of fun actually playing Pokemon Grass Emerald is what we ended up calling it.
We're still working on that Mario Brothers U Let's Play. There was another game that we also got around the time the Wii U launched. It's a nice little Christmas gift from our parents. Rabbids Land.
Rabbids Land, which we had played other Rabbids title in the past and enjoyed the Rabbids series. We're not the types get turned off by the annoying
Rabid fans of the Rabbids series,
but not Rabbit haters either. We're kind of neutral.
So we got this game and
tried to try it out. Honestly didn't know anything about it.
No,
it was a party game. Looked decent. I had a friend named Rooster who came over, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to just play a game with us and just try it out? We've never played it." He's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Oh no!
Yeah,
Rabbids Land was an experience.
Yeah, and then we dragged poor Mr. P. Bravo and Snoopy into the mix, and
we had to show them. That game was, it's
something
mind-boggling.
But you might have seen it because it's one of our most popular series.
It ended up being one of our most popular series, not by our own doing. What happened is just pure coincidence. On Nickelodeon, the Rabbids Invasion show premiered. And then YouTube
decided to make your videos,
the Rabbid Land videos, the official playlist, the official video
of
Rabbids Land. And so when you search Rabbids Land, it was #1 official video, and a lot of people checked it out, and they must have thought we were crazy because we suffered through that episode. It still is one of our highest viewed videos on the entire channel to this day, that Rabbids Land. Did some other stuff with some of the crew, including a versus mode with Kurbanamani.
Yeah, the Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers with him. Yeah, he was a huge YouTuber.
We still continue with the Mario Brothers U, like with Fever Bravo. We did a bunch of the side modes and stuff, because that game turned out to have, again, as it turned out to be like the second longest series in the channel.
It just kept going.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to it.
We then kind of ran into some trouble in March of 2013.
Yeah, speaking of Mario Brothers U again.
Yeah, Nintendo really started cracking down on gameplay videos and putting a lot of pressure. They started claiming videos and and when they claim videos, they would say, hey, this is our content, and they would take the advertising revenue for the video in its entirety. The scary thing as a content creator is, first off, you make no money from the video. Second off, if Nintendo ever wanted to copyright strike you, 3 strikes and your channel's deleted from YouTube, and they would claim multiple videos. So suddenly you'd have 17 or 25 videos claimed by Nintendo, and your channel's fate is in their hands. And so it was a pretty scary position to be in. And they started claiming a bunch of new Super Mario Bros. U videos.
And it wasn't just us that were being hit by these copyright claims. It was everyone.
All Nintendo content creators. And in fact, Zach Scott Games went on Reddit to complain and actually listed us, KoopaKungFu, as one of the people who having all these issues.
You would upload an episode of Mario Bros. U and it'd get claimed within like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it was just
pretty
ridiculous.
much instant claimed. That problem is going to continue into the future, but it was something we just dealt with for a long time. Later on in March, some good news. Got to go to PAX East.
Yeah.
The Penny Arcade Expo in Boston, which is one of those large gaming conventions. That was Enob and I had a chance to go. And the big event we were invited to was the Runaway Guys, which is a collaboration channel with Chugga Conroy, Proton John, and Nintendo Capri Sun. They were hosting a tournament, TRG Tournament, playing
one of our favorite games,
Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, Double Dash.
And it was an honor to be invited. I'm not even sure how we got invited.
I mean, we were meeting
we were
people
relatively
and
large content creators, not huge, but
you had met Chugga a little while back.
I knew Chugga personally because I met him at an event, and I had talked with him a couple times. And they invited us to this tournament, and it was the two of us going against a bunch of other YouTubers, like Proton John, like The Completionist, Purple Rodri, Sully Pones, and a bunch of other people. We knew a little funny story about that tournament, actually. We showed up on time to the event, and because of that,
no one else did.
No one else did, and because of that, they just put us in the second round.
They're
like, you can skip the first round. You get a pass because you actually are here on time. I was like, all right. I mean, we're excited. We were pumped to play.
Right?
I mean, you guys don't understand. Enob and I played this game growing up, and everyone else kind of partnered together and developed their skills and practice. We practiced, but we knew what each other was going to do the entire time we played this game, and had an amazing experience. And spoiler alert, won the whole thing as one of our crowning achievements, honestly, in our little YouTube
one of our
career.
best gaming moments.
Yeah,
of all
honestly,
time.
a great moment. We met a bunch of other YouTubers there at the time. Unfortunately, most of these trips resulted in either recording errors, which happened way too often. I feel like bad luck was on our side, or just people being busy and not wanting to record because everyone's kind of hanging out. Ultimately, we were really hoping to have a lot more recording done with these events.
But, at least getting to see other people was nice.
It was
and
definitely
of course,
nice.
winning the Runaway Guys tournament is even nicer.
Cherry on top.
Yeah.
We then started Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was the first 3DS Let's Play.
Yeah, you got yourself a capture card on your 3DS.
I got a modded 3DS capture card. I've actually ended up getting 2 of those, so I was able to record it to my computer.
That was nice. I mean, even did some of the online stuff together.
Yeah, Dark Moon ended up being a pretty fun game. It did have some issues, uploads and pauses here and there in my schedule. Going into May of 2013, we were really trying to finalize this as a business, and I created an actual company, Game Corner Media LLC. The idea was we were going to model it after the Game Station, which we've been a part of, where the main channel is going to have a bunch of smaller channels underneath it, like an umbrella. It was going to be Game Corner Media, KoopaKungFu, SirEnobMort.
Yeah, for like my own gaming music arrangements would be in there.
Had another idea for another channel underneath it, a channel called Mobile Mastered. As we've seen from our own mobile gameplay in KoopaKungFu, there was a large market audience for this, and we thought, hey, doing a channel for only mobile gaming walkthroughs would be really great. And I had a friend who I knew from college called Draco Paladin, and I was actually going to get him to be involved in the process of recording gameplay. We wouldn't have to do commentary, just walk through gameplay. Game Corner Media was actually going to be a walkthrough-based channel. A lot of you probably know there's a bunch of channels out there that don't do commentary. They just walk through and show boss fights and gameplay and things like that. And the idea is actually that would grow bigger than KoopaKungFu, because I figured at some point people would get tired of me, or I would get tired of recording, and they would want to see just gameplay and not my personality necessarily. But the workload, like we've had in the problem in the past, is just overwhelming. Running one channel is already way too much for me a lot of days, and starting to try to run 2 or 3 and record, I couldn't do it all.
Yeah, a couple years later, you decided just to change it into KoopaKungFu instead because
didn't pan out. I mean, I think it was an okay idea, but I could not invest the resources and time.
you also made the KoopaKungFu.com.
Yep, made a website. I mean, we were really trying to professionalize. I got a PO box, made a website, you know, and really tried to brand this as an actual
made
company.
it a company, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, like I said, with all of just the effort involved, it kind of fell apart. The website also is no longer up nowadays. Just it was something I could never invest time into making properly, and it kind of hung around for a couple of years till I decided to stop paying for it and hosting it.
You did mention Draco Paladin, your friend there, who's going to be part of Mobile Mastered. Well, we actually kind of featured him. His first time appearance on the channel was with some of the Versus Mode videos of the Worms Battle Islands.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Bros.
Yeah.
U, I think, just so kept going. Again, huge series.
That was some of the most.
But
we got into
those
the
challenges there.
Oh,
that
wow.
Oh my gosh.
We would play hours on a level. It was crazy, and we were frustrated and stressed. Starting to the summer, June, we did Mario Strikers Charge.
Yeah, so we needed a break from Mario Bros. U. Let's go back and relieve some stress. Play some Mario Strikers Charge and beat up some computers into
an amazingly
defense.
fun game. Once again, fitting perfectly with their personalities, where you get to play and cooperate, but you also get to destroy enemies. And we started making our own rule sets, our own ideas for the game.
Had a lot of fun with the game, so we just kept going with it, and we had a lot of fun just making that Let's Play as well.
Coming into July, we started Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Plants
big
vs. Zombies.
series.
Once again, as we've talked on, mobile gaming was something I really wanted to integrate into the channel because I thought it was going to be a large aspect growing forward for popularity. And we played Plants vs. Zombies. This was leading into Plants vs. Zombies 2, I think.
2, yes. Was announced and was going to be coming out.
So I
soon,
decided to play the first one because I hadn't played it. And it ended up being one of my favorite games. I've played other defense games like it, but it just felt great. It was a fantastic mobile game, and this ended up becoming one of our most popular series on the entire channel.
Yeah, many videos from that series are your top
videos. And to this day, I still get requests for people to see more Plants vs. Zombies. I think a lot of the channel became around Plants vs. Zombies because people loved that series so much.
Taken away from the Plants vs. Zombies and away from Koops was a Let's Play of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, a Let's Play that Snoopy and myself did without Koops. Yep. We played the co-op part of it, the campaign, and then when we started doing the solo campaign, we decided to bring Koops in for just some commentary on top of that. But it was like the first time, or first LP on the channel without Koops' involvement.
Yeah. First Let's Play, well, until I joined later on, but first one without me at all being there. And we've tried doing a couple of those things in there where I'm not involved, just to have other people be part of the KoopaKungFu community. Hit a large milestone at this point. 50,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Yeah! This has been about 2.5 years since we started in late 2010. Now it's mid 2013, and we hit the 50,000 subscriber mark, which is a humongous deal. We were so proud, so honored. Set up a shirt store with the occasion. Did a tour of the Koopa Cave.
Showed around like how we recorded the episodes and all the games displays we have up.
Funny aside, there is a Let's Players fandom page, like a wiki, where they talk about different Let's Players. And they have a little information tidbit about KoopaKungFu. He is a bad gamer who enjoys laughing at himself and pointing out silly things within the game.
That scrubs you to a T, yeah?
That's what I was doing. That was me. And so that was just kind of a big celebration moment for us to hit the 50,000. Going into August, we actually did a Plants vs. Zombies live stream, and that was the first time
live streaming on YouTube.
And it was the first time live streaming on Twitch. Did that as well. This was way before we actually had seen Twitch when it was just in TV, before it switched over to Twitch. And we had live streamed on Twitch near when it started too, as KoopaKF. And to celebrate and do more Plants vs. Zombies, we ended up doing a marathon.
Oh,
and the idea was one video of Plants vs. Zombies on the hour, every hour, till the release of Plants vs. Zombies 2. I remember us making these videos and started off for the first 5-6 hours on time, but as the computer couldn't render to keep up in time, the last 7 or so started getting every hour and a half, then 2 hours, then like 3 hours later. So we didn't actually meet the goal because we didn't have all the videos ready to go. We were literally rendering and uploading as soon as they were done rendering. It was a crazy time.
What was even crazier about that is a lot of those videos from that marathon became some of those popular videos.
Yeah,
on
it
the
became
channel.
some of the most popular videos on the channel. You know, it was just a crazy amount of Plants vs. Zombies videos.
Yeah.
All the way up into PVZ2. Which played right afterwards. What else did we do? That we did Pikmin 3.
So Pikmin 3 had just come out, I think, during that time.
I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
But with everything else going on, I didn't sit down and play it. And, you know, just made an unboxing
Decided
video.
to instead make an unboxing video because those were popular.
Oh, it was, I don't know what I was
But
on.
that was a
crazy.
bit random.
It was a very random, I mean, I guess just memes and YouTube clips were good to me or something, you know? Then later on, we went to PAX West, which is in Seattle. We went to PAX East in Boston and PAX West in
That
Seattle.
time around, we actually were with your friend Jericho Paladin.
Yeah, he had a chance to go with us, which was a treat. And there was another tournament.
The Runaway Guys tournament. This one was Barman Live.
Yeah, which is not a game I've ever played.
Yeah, we never played the game before.
I'm not obviously good at it because I was knocked out right away.
But I made it the second round.
Enob did make it
somehow.
But it still was fun to be invited back to another tournament as the winners, defending champions from the previous tournament. Didn't go very far, but still had a lot of fun, and it was an honor to be invited back. Another big thing, and this is kind of an aside from KoopaKungFu, is that Draco Paladin was playing a lot of League of Legends at the time and introduced League of Legends to both of us. We got to play it at one of the PC open areas they had at the event. And then there also happened to be a League of Legends tournament or games going on at the same time, and we got to go watch them live. And this was my first time ever watching esports live. And it was a great experience for me, and in fact really kind of defined who I was going forward because I got heavily invested in esports. I already was a big fan of StarCraft, watching a lot of it back in the day, watched Quake, watched Counter-Strike, started watching League of Legends, and, you know, that really changed how much I was watching gaming on Twitch and on YouTube going forward. Come back from all these events. Yeah, we had started PVZ2.
Yeah.
Plants vs. Zombies 2 at the time.
It's about time.
And, you know, I was super enjoying that game, and it ended up being the...
it's the largest series on the channel.
That one just kept going and going. I had a lot of fun. People kept wanting to see more.
Yeah, they over the years, they'd make more updates, new worlds, and more levels and events and such. So as they came out, you'd make more episodes, and it just wound up being the largest series on the channel and a very popular one as well.
Yeah. And I do want to say, too, another thing that happened for us is because we got more popular, we were able to actually get sponsored by Electronic Arts for the first 5 episodes of Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Yeah, that's right.
And this was a big deal because we would later accept a couple more sponsorships going through 2013.
Yeah, like following on, like into the next month, you would start doing
September,
more paid promotion program, or games from paid promotion programs.
This was really exciting for me as just a random guy who just enjoyed playing games.
Because you were being noticed by these companies as someone that has a large enough audience that they could reach out to promote.
I don't know if they watched my other content, but you know,
I don't know if they actually saw what Koops was putting out, but they just saw the numbers, I guess, and we were happy to
try them out. Yeah, one of the big things is I remember doing these sponsored content, and as long as I could say what I wanted to say, we did them. You know, we turned down any offer that was like, hey, gotta be real positive. You know, I mean, it was just we just still got to play the game, and everyone got to enjoy it. It was a really good experience.
Speaking of games we really enjoyed, started up in September of 2013. Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends, the follow-up to our Rayman Origins playthrough. But this time we had 5 of us to get in there. Koops, Enob, Mr. PV Bravo, Snoopy, and my buddy Draco Paladin all got together for a 5-player Let's Play of Rayman Legends, which is crazy to think about. But all of us got in there, all of us slapped each other, and just had, I mean, I honestly, it's just the most fun experience I've had gaming probably ever. It was so amazing to hang out with everyone, and it just ends up being one of my favorite series on the channel to this date. What do we do coming up in October of that
you started
year?
Infinity Blade 3.
That is a funny one because I had done Infinity Blade 1, Infinity Blade 3 had just released, so I did Infinity Blade 3.
And it did become one of the more popular of the Infinity Blade series on the channel.
Yeah, definitely one of the most popular ones. Going into November of 2013, did Battlefield 4, which was also sponsored
Yep.
by
Yeah.
EA,
Yeah.
Roku.
And actually, you tried out a different format for recording videos.
Yeah, I did. So for that, normally our process is get in the program, record, stop, bring it into Sony Vegas, edit, add an intro, add an outro, render the video, upload. But what I wanted to try here is I actually wanted to make more content because I felt like the process was a little too slow. So I started using OBS, Open Broadcast Software, to record the video, and I had a little button next to me, and I would click start. I would just start commentating, and then when my episode was over, I'd click end. It would process the video right then, and then it would spit it out as a completed video, and I would just upload that straight to YouTube. So no editing, no intro, no outro. The idea was, just make more content, just be a little bit freer with it. And we tried that for Battlefield 4.
And we also tried starting up some other Let's Plays.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of... this feels bad. This feels bad looking back at it, because what happened is there was some new games coming out, and we wanted to play them. We tried doing Mario Party.
Island Tour.
On the
3DS.
We had problems with capture devices.
Yeah.
And recording programs, and it just did not work.
Glitching up and
my new
crashing.
style of recording just could not handle it.
Right.
The old style we couldn't make it work. But then we tried doing Super Mario 3D World co-op. It came out, we did a midnight release.
Yeah, just
we
released.
recorded the entire World 1, split it up by levels, same as we did for Super Mario Brothers U. We uploaded the videos like right away, that day, that night, and instantly Nintendo claimed 4 out of the 7 episodes or so that got up. And this was honestly just absolutely heartbreaking. It was crushing because, like we said again before, this was trying to be our business. We were trying to make some revenue. For all these videos to get claimed, and we knew in the future even more would get claimed, and to not know the future of these, Nintendo could just take them down, block them in the country, strike you for them. We ended up having to cancel 3D World, and we made a news video about it explaining that, and that was our first and only series we'd really started, uploaded to the channel, and then canceled.
And deleted it.
Because of the fear of the copyright problems. It really dampened our enthusiasm for YouTube because at the time the future was so bleak. You didn't really know what we could do. And so we came back and decided, hey, we still love Nintendo stuff. Let's try and do an older game that they will not claim.
We tried returning.
Oh.
Yeah, to the older Nintendo game, yeah. So
we went and did Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, we got the Koopa Crew to return.
This was a learning experience though, because we all got together. It was late at night. We all were having fun, drinking, played some Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which is a bit of a more child-friendly game, a little bit more bubbly, and we kind of were a little mean to the game, a little displeased. The controls weren't great. It looked a little graphically subpar. And we didn't necessarily give the game a fair shake. But at the same time, we were enjoying ourselves and didn't think much of it. Uploaded the footage. And a lot of viewers did not like our attitude toward that game. And it's given me a lot of self-reflection at that series and going forward because we didn't think anything of it. We enjoyed ourselves. Our commentary was our natural thought process rolling through our brain at 2 a.m. as we played the game. But looking back at it, there's a lot of people who either grew up with these games or love these games, and it can be disappointing to hear the person you're watching really just kind of rag on the game. So I learned a lot going forward that you need to have your natural opinion, but you also got to think about other people, what they're feeling too. That kind of ended. That was in December of 2013. That kind of concludes 2013 as we move forward into 2014.
Getting into 2014, we were still a bit upset with Nintendo and their copyright claiming practices.
Yeah.
So we decided to have a little bit of fun doing something different outside of Nintendo and celebrate a month of Japanuary.
Yes. As a little backstory too, January is one of the worst months in terms of advertising revenue and viewers in general. And so we decided to have a lot of fun and do a themed month called Japanuary, where we would play Japanese or Japan-based games, i.e. like anime.
Yeah,
and
mostly
stuff like
anime
that,
stuff.
that the viewers would choose mostly.
Yeah, mostly. We made like the Noka Noka News video talking about we're gonna have Japanuary and had all these choices.
Picked a couple ones we wanted to play, and then we did what the viewers wanted to.
Yeah.
So that had
There's One Piece Grand Adventure. They did with Draco Paladin.
that actually is a kind of a childhood favorite for us.
Yeah.
One Piece Grand Adventure, and Draco Paladin had played it too, and we enjoyed playing that
Yeah,
one.
Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul and the Game Boy Advance.
Another game we played a lot of as kids. Really like that one.
The Bomberman Jetters.
I had never played before. It lasted way longer than I thought it would. What else did we do? We did Hamtaro.
Oh yeah, and Hamtaro Ham games. Yeah.
And that game was great because it was 7 days.
yeah, it was very short.
That brings us actually into February, which has another big milestone.
Hey, we got 75,000 subscribers.
And this is big because we had 50,000 mid-2013. And then we got to 75,000 by start of 2014. So we were actually growing quite rapidly in terms of viewer base right here. We introduced a new series to the channel.
We tried doing something called the Player No Way. In the Noka Noka News, we were talking about maybe doing something like that, where we would play a game for a little while.
Yeah, about 30 minutes to an hour.
And then we would decide if we liked it or not, if we continue playing it or no way. And if we decided to, it'd be a Let's Play on the channel, but we'd also let the viewers decide if they'd want to see more of it as a Let's Play on the channel by either giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the video.
It was gonna be a voting, so they would thumbs up if they wanted to see more, and they would thumbs down if they wanted to not see any more. Later, as we were looking at it, we're like, wait, if everyone dislikes a video and they're voting, they just don't want to see more content, YouTube's gonna think all our videos are terrible because everyone's disliking them.
Yeah, so that idea was scrapped. But however, in this Noka Noka News video, the 75 subscribers video, also hinted at like a new Cooper look and different channel designs.
Yeah, we did some new redesigning for kind of the new milestone. What else did we do then in February?
Actually, it's something completely different. The Last of Us with Mr. Peter Bravo.
Yeah, he was talking about how great the game was. I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in it. But then we started playing. I really enjoyed it. It was a new experience for me because he played the game and I sat back and was co-commentary. Really enjoyed it. We finished that game, later did the Left Behind DLC. There was a difficult recording because the PS3 had restrictions on gameplay. We had to do a lot of workarounds. It ultimately didn't have any real success on the channel. And there's been a bunch of series like that have not had success. But I will say, I enjoyed playing it and would do it again, you know? So we've done a lot of games like that.
Watching Mr. Peter Bravo play it.
Oh, I like that too. That was fun. He was good.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Yeah, that had just come out, and we had seen it at the PAX the previous year.
Mhm.
Actually saw there was like a guy dressed up in the
There's a guy
zombie
dressed as
costume.
a zombie costume. We were really pumped because now at this
We
point,
love Plants vs. Zombies. We like Call of Duty.
yeah, I like Call of
And
Duty.
so seeing both of them combined, hey, that sounds great.
I
I'd
remember
love to
not-
see how it works out.
I remember not thinking it would do that well. It's like, how do you convert a tower defense
It did
game
seem weird, but
into a shooter?
I was interested.
I was very interested. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare came out. EA once again tapped us to do a couple of videos for it. Really pumped. And that actually saw quick success on the channel, being more of the Plants vs. Zombies. And we ended up doing both that and PvZ2 on the channel at the same time. So pretty much KoopaKungFu was just Plants vs. Zombies for a while.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it though. Going to April.
April Fool's Day. Of course, you gotta do something special for a day like that.
That's right.
So we had to celebrate the accomplishments and achievements of Toad.
Toad's the best.
Toad's the best, of course.
You know, had to really talk about our guy being the best. Just so happened to upload on April 1st. Don't know why that was. Very coincidence. Weird.
We also attended PAX East in April.
Yep. Once again, we're going back to PAX East.
Brought along Mr. Peter Bravo this
And
time around.
the Runaway guys invited us to another tournament. Even due to our poor showing the last one, they still invited us back. And there was a new tournament for Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Right, but unfortunately, they had technical issues with the recordings and such, and thus it was never uploaded anywhere.
I had a good time doing that. It's a bummer that it's never going to see the light of day because the recording never worked.
At least the PAX event itself was pretty fun.
Yep. What happened? Oh, and then you know what? And this is April of 2014. We started KoopaKung Tunes, and not we. I should really say Sandra De Rivas started KoopaKung Tunes. She is an animator, I believe, from the LA area, and was a big fan of our Rayman Origins and Legends Let's Play. And we had talked to her on Twitter, and she had made some fan art of Cooper. And we talked about some animation. So Sandra made the first KoopaKung Toons week link featuring Enob, Koops, and Mr. PB Bravo and Snoopy.
Yep, of one of our parts of the Kirby's Return of Dreamland Let's Play.
It was super funny and
just blown away by the animation.
Her style is amazing, and we ended up having her do another video.
And it wouldn't be the last time we got to
work with Sandra again. Coming up in May of 2014, we
started another Let's Play, Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land.
On the Wii U. Another 5-player Koopa Crew Let's Play.
Though I think
for a lot of the episodes.
I think it had less and less as it went on, but that's because people traveled and went around.
Right.
Started with 5-player, did a lot of videos for that. Middle of 2014, I took a trip across the sea once again to Taiwan and China and South Korea. So unfortunately, when June came around, I wasn't able to be there in person for the next milestone we hit.
100,000 subscribers, June 28, 2014.
This was a humongous milestone. 100,000 is obviously a huge mark.
And we had just gotten 75,000 subscribers in February.
So we had grown again another 25,000 to 100,000 in June. What was really cool is YouTube eventually set us one of the plaques.
Yeah. The play button.
The silver play button. It's gotten cooler as time's gone on. Ours is one of the old ones, but it still is an absolute cool thing to have.
A testament to all the fans
for helping us reach that milestone, supporting us. You know, when we came back, we were able to recognize that. But while I was gone, we did a lot of Nintendo Land Let's Plays because we had worked our videos. We worked really hard before I left.
Yeah, to make sure videos were going up.
Because I knew I was going for a couple months, and because we're trying to make this more professional, we tried to get all these videos up.
We also
while I was gone.
recorded Mario Kart Wii before you left as well. We did like the races, the Grand Prix with the two of us, but then when we did the battle modes, we featured new people. Never before on the channel.
A guy named Fish and
Graffiti.
And Graffiti, yeah.
And Mr. P. Bravo is there as
couple
well.
of friends, relatives of ours that we roped once again into doing some more recording with us. August of 2014, I returned back from my trip abroad. Sandra releases another video, Rabbids Next Animation. We had personally requested for her to make that scene.
It's the most popular of the KoopaKung tunes up on the channel.
It's a really hilarious moment.
It's really good.
And Sandra did it total justice.
Again, just amazing animation. Great job there.
Mario Kart 8 started at the end of the month with a new intro and outro, also by Sandra. We had worked with her on this for a while now, over 2014, along with feedback and information on the KoopaKung tunes. Otherwise, most series I don't think had an intro outro for a while.
No, because you were still using to start off with, it was still the kind of the new style recording without the intro outro, and then afterwards, while we were working on this new intro and outro, we decided not to have him kind of build up for the eventual release of this new intro outro.
Then we started The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword at the end of August. Now, this is the first Zelda game on the channel.
Yeah, which The Legend of Zelda is, again, a big series, and funny enough, we had videos before kind of featuring Legend of Zelda, but
never played a Zelda game on the channel. And so started the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but then I almost kind of say disaster struck in the fact that I decided to go back to Taiwan. I enjoyed my trip over to Taiwan so much earlier on that year that I decided to move again, and this time a little bit more permanently. And so I started recording Skyward Sword, could not finish it in time, and left to go to Taiwan.
Well, before you left, there was actually a couple other things we were able to do together.
Yep.
The Hyrule Warriors, that actually featured the gamepad heavily because that was where the second player went. So, yay, we were able to use the
gamepad.
Yeah. And show that off. Our recording capabilities with the gamepad. And you just Smash Brothers Brawl. Southwest Emissary.
Brawl with Draco Paladin.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did a full
that
playthrough
one.
of that before you left. And I think there was also some of the Smash Bros. 3DS demo, yeah?
So I did 2 Smash Bros. But yeah, you're right. I did the 3DS one, the demo. That was from like Twitch. And yeah, you're right. I had recorded those before, and then I left to go to Taiwan. The Zelda game was put on hold because I hadn't been able to finish it.
Yeah, and so we made a video saying I would try to take the helm and continue on the series in Koop's stead, but that never happened.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I just had a lot of college work going on at the time, and I was also just very anxious of trying to continue on a project that Koops had started, and didn't know how people would react to someone else taking over, and I didn't think I would be very good at it, so I just kind of let it fall by the wayside, and we decided it would be put off.
We'd come back to it at some point, we were hoping, but it was put off for a while. Then I head to Taiwan at the end of September, I think, right? I head out. One of the first things I did when I got over there is actually leave and go to Seoul, South Korea for the League of Legends 2014 World Finals Championship.
Cool.
This is all coming back from when I watched League of Legends back over at PAX with Draco Paladin and you. And it was an amazing experience to be there in person at one of these famous World Cup soccer stadiums and watch the event unfold in front of me. I still did want to do YouTube while I was in Taiwan. So I tried doing mobile games because I didn't bring consoles. I brought an iPad with me. I had to buy a lot of PC parts and kind of rebuild a PC because it broke in transport. And so I was able to start recording mobile games like Subway Surfer, Angry Birds Transformers, a bunch of other random ones here and there. PVZ2 did some of that. I got the PC working. Finally, I bought the right parts to fix it and played Legend of Korra, random series. I loved Avatar and just felt like playing it. I think it was relatively new-ish. I started doing Twitch streams. It was difficult because I was in a 12, 13-hour time zone difference from the East Coast of America. So I would wake up and stream early morning for me, evening for the people over here in America. But the streams were not always consistent, and I couldn't get much to YouTube. My idea was do a Twitch stream and upload to YouTube, but it didn't really happen.
Yeah, I had the same idea. I tried doing some Twitch live streams. In fact, my first time doing so, of Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, which I just released in November. I even did some live streams with Snoopy and Mr. Baby Bravo, and even some offline recordings with them. Unfortunately, those recordings didn't go out onto the channel until a few years later. In fact, in December, you made a Noka Noka News video on that, the sort of absence from YouTube, and why is it mostly Twitch streams called live Let's Plays?
Yeah, the very earliest days of YouTube, you would record, upload, I would read comments, and then I would record the next episode based on what people said.
So you're kind of seeing this as a continuation of that sort of philosophy. Live stream on Twitch.
Obviously with comments there as it streams by, and then edit it and bring it to YouTube as a Let's Play.
You did like the Kirby Triple Deluxe, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and Head of a Boyfriend.
Head of a Boyfriend. That was just Twitch chat messing with me, I'm pretty sure, but played that as well. While I was over there in Taiwan, I really wanted to continue Skyward Sword, and in fact, bought a Japanese copy of Skyward Sword because I had a Japanese Wii over there in Taiwan. And my idea was going to play it, but I remember when I was inserted the disc for the first time, and every text is in Japanese. I'm like, wait, this is kind of difficult.
Yeah, Skyward Sword is like the most text-heavy Zelda game of them all.
And obviously, you could skip through it, but I'm like, wait a second. It's going to be hard for me to get back to where I was on this new save file. I don't know anything. And honestly, it just ended up never happening. So it was a good idea. But, you know, that finishes off December of 2014. And now we're looking into 2015. I'm still gone and living away in Taiwan. Enop is in America. I'm working on other things.
Well, working in college.
Yeah.
And doing a couple things here and there, but not too much though for the KoopaKungFu channel. In January, you were able to upload a couple of versus videos that you had done on live streams with the Koopa community.
Yep.
Like some Smash Bros. 3DS and
3DS.
Mario Kart 7.
Yep.
But the Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, you kind of had to take a pause on that.
Yeah, I remember stopping that for a little bit.
February, there were only just a couple more versus videos. So not much was getting onto the channel in the start of 2015.
Yeah, and this is kind of the start of the downfall in some ways of KoopaKungFu. This long departure, from where I used to be living in America and making videos every day. I now traveled abroad and was traveling
even while you were abroad. Yeah,
I didn't just stay in Taiwan. I traveled to a bunch of countries and was gone for a week or
world.
weekends. And I don't regret any of it, but I was not able to continue focusing on YouTube. March of 2015, started back up with Pokemon Alpha
Yeah,
Sapphire.
you're able to do some more. You're starting to start streaming that again.
We did do some highlight videos finally from some of these live Let's Plays that we've been working on. There was a
The whipped dream parties from Pokemon.
people like the whipped dream parties. That was a fun
and
one.
the dead Pokemon dance. Look over there, it's the dead Pokemon.
That was great. We had some like evil Kirby's from Kirby.
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
played that.
And you also had like you just randomly streamed Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I forgot I did that, but you're right. I did that. I did Roller Coaster Tycoon, and there was me being evil to the people there.
Oh, and guess what? I finally edited the attraction tour from Nintendo Land. This was something that we actually recorded before you left for Taiwan.
Oh, yeah, 2014. Yeah, you're right.
And finally found the time to edit this big video with the gamepad recording all of us together. I think there was the 5 of us, yeah,
I
again,
think
of the
so, yeah.
Koopa crew,
Yeah,
back
the
together
Koopa crew got
again.
back
Well, we had
together.
done it and recorded this, finally put it together and uploaded it in March. So that kind of finally ended off the Nintendo Land
The Nintendo
LP.
Land LP finally after all the time. April comes around. Really nothing.
No,
Nothing happened.
Mm-mm.
You know.
No,
But
there
but in May, you actually flew over to Taiwan.
yeah, I
visit.
had graduated from college, and I decided as a college graduation gift to myself, I would take a trip over to Taiwan and get to see Koops as well as visit Taiwan.
Yeah, and this had been 7 whatever months or 6, 7, 8 months since I had gone over there. So really hadn't seen anyone. It was nice to have him come visit. We got to explore the beauties of Taiwan and go do a bunch of cool things.
Whenever it wasn't really raining.
Okay, it rained the entire time. But we still had a lot of fun the whole time, doing a bunch of nerdy things.
The underground especially. There's all the gaming.
Oh, I loved it. I love the Taipei Mall.
Yeah, and so I came back from that and decided with the new fervor would edit some more videos and created some versus mode videos of Red Fact and Gorilla that we also recorded before you left.
Oh yeah, we did record that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We finally got some footage up that we had held on to for a while.
And also was able to put together a KoopaKungFu revival project video, The Return of KoopaKungFu in late May 2015.
Yeah, after you came over, we talked about, hey, we know the channel's been kind of dead for a while. We haven't really uploaded anything. It wasn't our intention. That's how life happened. And so we said, let's hype everyone up. Let's bring it back. I'm gonna come back from Taiwan pretty soon, and we can start doing some new YouTube stuff. So we made this Return of KoopaKungFu. It was this big revival project. We got new content, streams from before, from Enob's recordings.
Essentially things I'd be working on and editing
to bring to the channel.
Exactly, yep. Get into June. Towards the start of June, big change. Not necessarily on the channel, but behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah. So I had been a part of the game station for many years now, as you all know. Now, what happened is the YouTube landscape had changed multiple times, and the game station ended up splitting into a couple of smaller channels, or networks, I should say. And one of the networks was called Polaris. And it was a gaming network, but it was smaller than the original game station, and the game station was reserved for very large content creators. And I was a smaller, medium-sized one, so they put me into Polaris. After being shuffled around, we ended up leaving Polaris and joining with Broadband TV, a British network, and joined them. And this was just for, behind the scenes for ad revenue and splits and things like that. I thought maybe we would be able to grow or make more money or do a better job with a new network.
But yeah, it's just this landscape of YouTube was changing a bit, and so was our channel obviously had been quite affected by the absence and stuff. So
yeah, we actually started uploading some old highlights.
Pokemon Snap, a random little one-off thing.
That me, you, PV Bravo, Draco,
and Graffiti again.
Graffiti, yeah.
Yep.
I roped my buddy into doing something else random.
Yeah.
Or Graffiti.
And there's a little bit of Rainbow Six Vegas 2 as well that we have recorded. We as being Snoopy, you and I.
I had recorded a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I started playing One Piece Treasure Cruise, which was a mobile game. Ended up playing a lot of that, way more than I expected.
That series lasted for a couple of years.
Got kind of addicted and ended up playing, you said years of it. Would just upload randomly when new events would come out. Did that for a while.
Went into July, I was able to put out some more highlights. Highlights of stuff that I actually have recorded with Snoopy.
Yeah, it was Epic Mickey.
And then Burnout Paradise as well. Snoopy and PSP Bravo and Explosion Man. And even a highlight from Taiwan some gameplay that we made.
When you came over, we recorded baby mama.
Yep, exactly.
On that Japanese Wii
yeah.
with the Japanese.
Dame, don't drop the baby.
With Japanese baby mama. And that's the two of us sitting on the couch playing it. And it's kind of surreal to look at going, oh, that's when we were in Taiwan and you visited.
Yeah.
And got to highlight a baby mama back out. And then late July 25th, I finally come back to America after about 8-9 months in Taiwan. And we get started up in August.
Doing new recordings, yeah.
No Twitch highlights, no old videos from 2 years ago that we finally edited. New stuff. First thing we did, I recorded Singularity, which was a game I did with PV Bravo. He wanted to play the game. I said, I really enjoyed doing The Last of Us with you, where you played and I co-commentated. So we did it again.
You did some more of the mobile gameplay. Of course, One Piece Treasure Cruise was still going on, and you're doing the Twitch streams of the Sugo Fest.
Yep, I was doing polls online, live with everyone.
One Piece Pirate Warriors 3.
Yeah, we did a live stream of that. Once again, because One Piece is a big part of what we've done.
Yeah.
Just did more One Piece stuff. That was streamed. We ended up bringing it to YouTube. Subway Surfers, which ended up being a popular series.
And of course, you're doing more PvZ 2. Actually, but you weren't doing that on Twitch, though. You were actually doing that just offline, like you used to do.
Unfortunately, though, at that point,
I had to leave Georgia to Indiana to start my new life as a graduate student at Indiana University.
I say unfortunately, but really it's fortunately. It was really great for you to go do that. It just was bad because Enob, for those of you that don't know, is the big main editor for the channel. When he leaves, there definitely is a noticeable absence of videos when he's gone. Then in September, I went to TwitchCon in San Francisco, which was really kind of started me. We streamed a lot when I was in Taiwan, and I had been waffling between more live streams and more YouTube. And I made multiple videos about the pros and cons of both Twitch and YouTube, trying to see what I wanted to do. I loved the Twitch live streams. I loved interacting with people, but I hated how it determined your life schedule. I loved YouTube, where you could upload when you wanted to. You had some flexibility, but then I hated not being able to interact with people and the fun it was to do live streams. I decided when I was going to these TwitchCon to do more and more live streams. I kind of committed to doing more of that.
And speaking of interactions with fans, the Discord server launched.
Discord had just started up in May, and early on I had applied and they had put us as a VIP partner. So they sent me a hoodie. I was officially a Discord partner. Let's see here. We started doing some other random things in October. We did what Calvin Tucker's farm animal
Racing tournament.
Redneck Fart.
Yeah, Redneck Fart. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, that was something that we had done a little while back.
We've enjoyed racing games, kart games, and so we've actually done quite a few of those randomly on the channel, and this just happened to be another random one we did.
But certainly way more important than that and more meaningful.
I mean, that's pretty meaningful. Big note, notification on our channel.
yeah.
No, actually, probably more important was the
5-year anniversary special there, October 21st, 2015. 5 years of KoopaKungFu at that point. Yeah.
So 5 years KoopaKungFu. It was a montage of clips from the past 5 years. The channel had changed and grown a lot, after the first year, and then the rise in 2012, and then pushing and getting more popular in 2013, and then 2014 getting more popular, but then leaving, and 2015 traveling a lot. It just was really nice in 2015 to have this 5-year anniversary to kind of look back on everything we had done
and see maybe what we should be doing now
for the future. Yep.
Help it out.
Continuing on our Twitch live stream binge, did Star Wars Battlefront. Once again, sponsored by EA, actually. And that was live stream on Twitch.
And actually, in fact, because you were doing that sponsorship with EA and such, you were actually featured on the Twitch front page for a short bit.
For like 15 minutes or so. I was on the front page with my Twitch hoodie, and that was cool. That was fun. In November,
I was able to edit and upload the start of the Mario Super Sluggards Let's Play. That was something that I recorded with Snoopy months prior to it being started on the channel.
You guys didn't finish, so I came in and took over his spot.
Yeah.
But that surprisingly turned out to be a popular series.
Yeah, it's kind of another one of those older, the Wii titles that people
didn't play.
Fairly nostalgic, or they hadn't played, and we're just curious about this Mario baseball game.
Yeah, one thing we had noticed is because of YouTube's start date in late 2005, and the Wii came out in 2006, there was not a lot of Wii gameplay uploaded to YouTube, much at all, because it was just too early on and no one had recording devices. So a lot of these Wii games have been really popular and a lot of fun to upload. I did more Twitch stuff. I finally continued Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, they've been on hiatus for a bit, but you're finally able to continue with that. And you started the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was another random game that I literally was like, I found and I was like, I want to play this. This looks cool. And so we did it. And that was a lot of fun to stream.
Into December, you started up on live stream the Head of a Boyfriend Holiday Star.
Twitch chat just wanted me to do more suffering, so that was hours of talking.
And finally, we were able to continue more of the Part Warriors 3.
Yeah, we had paused that for a long time. You had gone to graduate school and came back, and we were able to record. So that kind of wraps up 2015, which was pretty rocky in terms of YouTube, especially because I had made more decisions to stream.
And also you were
And I was
out
gone.
in Taiwan, yeah.
So YouTube kind of suffered a little bit that year, but that leads us into 2016, where the debate rages on between Twitch and YouTube for me internally.
Yeah.
I went over in January to Awesome Games Done Quick, which is in Washington, D.C. I actually was over to meet a bunch of content creators again. Got to go later on to PAX South, San Antonio, Texas, which now wraps up all of the PAXs except for Australia, I think, and maybe a development one somewhere. So, but I got all the American ones. That was really cool.
We are able to do a little Let's Play again during that winter break when I was back from graduate school. We Star Wars Super Bombat Racing.
Another racing game, another kart game.
Yeah.
Just had to do it.
Right, exactly.
That was a quick. What happens is a lot of times, because now we're traveling and moving, if people were in town for even a week, it's like, hey, what game can we get done in a week?
Right.
That rules out any large series, because we couldn't finish it in a week. So we end up picking a lot of small little series, and that's where a lot of these come from.
Calvin Tucker or Star Wars Super Bombat
Just
Racing.
Something short you can get done in a night or maybe 2 evenings. Just something quick you can play through.
You were able to make some highlights from previous live streams of Super Mario Maker.
Did a lot of highlights of that. We did more PvZ too. I was kind of catching up to some worlds that I had missed out on that they had released. So finally able to get up to those.
February. Oh, we were able to get back into Left 4 Dead 2. We were live streaming the PC version now. And also, when we started doing the Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns in Left 4 Dead 2, we actually were joined by Snoopy and Marcus.
Marcus is a big-time mod and supporter of the channel for many years on the Twitch. And we invited him to play with us and had a lot of fun playing through Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns. He was really great to play with, except for the fact, when
until he shot you in the back.
Until he shot me in the back, But, that happens sometimes in life.
Mm-hmm.
Did more live streams, Super Mario Maker event courses. We did more of that stuff. We did Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 live stream, some random stuff. And finally, I think the big one is Return of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
In March of 2016. What is that? Over a year later since the last episode of it.
The previous 22 or 25 episodes had all been recorded offline on YouTube, but then I did all the rest of it as a live stream. So it was quite different and a big jump, but it was kind of I was trying to switch over to live streaming, and that was my attempt at doing more of it.
Right. Again, speaking of live streaming, in April, kind of another April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
April thing.
April 1st did Hello Kitty Roller Rescue.
So you kind of actually turn it into an LP that some people actually enjoyed, because
I enjoyed the game. It was okay. I originally turned it on thinking to make fun of it, but as I played it, I'm like, nah, this game's competent and satisfactory. And it turned into a Let's Play that people enjoyed. Afterwards did some Pokemon Uranium with the attempt of making that into a larger series. But due to the file crashing and deleting multiple times, plus the Nuzlocke being overly difficult for poor Koops,
why?
That ended up going a little ways until it finally stopped. That resulted in me making a news video apologizing for all of the Twitch live streams. So I was really torn, like I said, where I liked the Twitch live streams, I liked interacting with people, but then I looked back on YouTube, no uploads for months at a time, and I felt like, hey, YouTube's not getting the attention it deserves. And there's something nostalgic that I really do like about the YouTube Let's Play formula. You turn on the recording, you have no cam on, just you and the mic in the game, and you're really 100% focused on the game, and you're making fun of it, and you're laughing, and you're enjoying yourself. And I miss that. And the live streams are really fun, but you're interacting with chat, and you're not as focused on the game. And I wanted to get back to some of this YouTube Let's Play.
Like in May, did a Let's Play of Rabbids Go Home.
Another co-op one that we were able to do when we were together for a little bit. And that was really fun and actually really successful, I think, overall for the channel. it was a good series that we were able to complete through. And then I did in June Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
A much requested game.
Yes. After having done Superstar Saga
Years prior,
people kept requesting the next in the series, and we got to do Partners in Time.
Yeah, nearly 4 years later.
That was another YouTube recording Let's Play offline. Then I did Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD with Hero Mode with a Ganondorf amiibo. And when I say I should say Draco Paladin did it because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you helped go commentate.
So Draco Paladin played this entire game with 3 hearts
and extra damage
and double damage.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's quad damage when you do all the hero mode. And he's a beast and got through it all.
Insane.
July, we do Mario Kart 8, the DLC cups, which had been out. We just never did them.
I had entered a competition from PopCap where Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 had recently released. And so they were offering to give away either an Xbox One or PS4 custom designed.
And you won. And they emailed and said, want a PS4? You want an Xbox? Which one?
PS4.
Got a PS4 and got this sweet custom made PS4 for free. Really, really awesome prize. And just another random cool thing that's happened to us while doing all this YouTube stuff.
We also returned to Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, yeah, a game we had kind of left off for a while.
Yeah.
Able to get back to that.
Yeah, over the summer, I was able to come back from graduate school, summer break, able to record some more. So got to Hyrule Warriors and finished that up with some of the later episodes, like the Ganondorf stuff.
And the DLC that came out, yep. After finishing the DLC for Hyrule Warriors, I ended up moving to Washington, D.C. Another move for me, unfortunately, though it made YouTube more difficult once again. But we were able to continue some of the previous series, like One Piece Treasure Cruise, a couple other things.
We were able to get a new KoopaKung tune out, though.
Oh, yeah, that's big. That's really big.
Yeah, thanks to AC Fan 120 for making Steel a restaurant.
Yeah, he was the next guy to come help us out and make some KoopaKung tunes. These always take months to animate. They take so much work. And he came through and made this nice little moment animated. It was amazing once again. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, but then a few months later, towards the end of the year, he would make BS Soccer, another favorite moment of ours.
One of my favorite moments of all time on the channel, and animated perfectly. Yep. Thank you so much, AC Fan 120. Just absolutely love it. Still through October, debating Twitch and YouTube and just having all these problems where I just struggled on which one I really wanted to do.
Able to stick with YouTube a little bit, and you did the Pikmin 3 Let's Play on YouTube.
Yeah, which is finally after the unboxing.
Yeah, years later,
I got finally
able to read that box and
actually play it.
The game.
You know, it said insert the disc. I finally got around to doing
it. But that wasn't the only Let's Play from the Wii U you had done in October, or starting in October.
Oh, Paper Mario
Color Splash.
Yeah, Color Splash. That was really fun to go back to a Paper Mario game and do that. Got through November with some more Left 4 Dead 2 highlights. Didn't do a whole lot. Traveled a little bit here and there.
Yeah, again, you had moved to DC. Al was back up in Indiana for grad school. And YouTube was always changing our algorithms behind the scene, making it harder to kind of tell what exactly YouTube wanted from the content creators to like get them promoted or to get them noticed.
And this is why I kept pushing towards Twitch in some ways too, because it was so difficult to figure out what YouTube wanted.
Yeah.
So ended up just doing more Twitch, did some stream highlights finally on YouTube, got some Left 4 Dead 2, Battlefield 1.
Oh, you tried doing a Let's Play of Super Mario Run?
Super Mario Run came out.
Mobile game. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to make a full Let's Play of
a short game like that.
Yeah,
and it's hard to commentate and play, and there's not much to say and do, but that really kind of wrapped up the year. It was a confusing year where I streamed a decent amount more, a lot more, and YouTube kind of suffered for it, and then it did some more YouTube, and just really struggled with which one I wanted to go with. So I wanted to just do full-time Twitch and bring these videos over to YouTube. That was the plan, but it didn't ever happen like that. But I want to do more YouTube because I missed it, and do less Twitch. So that's how 2016 ended up, leading us into 2017.
Going into 2017, there was a brief pause in uploads onto the channel. Paper Mario Color Splash stopped for a bit, but get into about mid of January, you were able to upload more episodes and kind of get back into the groove of things, including another Let's Play started up
Portal 2 co-op with Draco Paladin.
Yeah, funny enough though, the weird thing with that series is actually recorded a year earlier in 2016, and we just happened to kind of stumble across it in our hard drive, and said, "Oh, I forgot we did this entire Let's Play."
Right? Yeah.
Really, actually, because we did it like an afternoon and just forgot about it. And found it and then uploaded that. So, you know, we had Paper Mario, we had this Portal 2 going on. One Piece Treasure Cruise finally comes to an end.
Yeah, we mentioned it multiple times so far.
But
and
in 2017, I finally, you know, decided to stop playing. I mean, that game was an addiction for a while, so I'm glad to be out of that. Early in 2017, in February, we were able to do some online versus mode with Snoopy, Marcus, Mr. PB Bravo, Autumn, which was a friend of Marcus and ours from the Twitch chat and stream.
Yeah, we're all playing some Worms Armageddon.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. We all just bombing each other.
Yeah, some classic versus mode action.
It was a mess to set up, but, you know, had a lot of fun doing that. And then we tried another new series called Oh Snap. This was going to be first impressions of mobile gameplay. And so I played a bunch of different mobile games, including Fire Emblem Heroes, which is a really popular one, Minion Rush, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, did another One Piece game, Thousand Storm, Sword Art Online, like Memory Defrag. So
trying to get back into the foray of mobile games.
And to be honest, this was kind of a shotgun strategy where it was like, hey, will any of this stuff stick? Will anyone want to watch more of this? So just tried a bunch of different mobile games, but then moved back to Washington, D.C., and on March 9th, 2017, KoopaKungFu hit another major milestone.
Yeah, that's right. 200,000 subscribers.
Woo-hoo! That is, we doubled from the 100,000 back in
June 2014.
June 2014. This was another major milestone for the channel. Couple years of growth. Even though we hadn't done a ton of crazy things on the channel, still had people subscribing and joining the Koopa Troop, which we are so grateful for. And this was in March of 2017, the Nintendo Switch release. And I went to the midnight release. I remember sitting in line at a Best Buy, not overnight, but like 4 hours prior to the midnight
DC
release.
It's fairly cold.
It was cold. This is March. This was cold. But I got a couple of games that came out with it, including 1-2 Switch, Super Bomberman,
R,
and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I can tell you one of those three games were pretty good. You can guess which one it was. Ended up playing Breath of the Wild. It is the second longest playtime on the channel. Really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. Now, I'm not a big Zelda person, but I just dove into this not knowing anything like everyone else and just loved the experience. Ended up playing 100 episodes, and they're all long episodes. Just putting tons of time into the game.
It was a much better start for this console launch than the
Wii U, than the Nintendo Wii U.
Nintendo, yeah.
But we couldn't just do Nintendo Switch games, of course. We had to torture ourselves with a
Let's Play of Sonic 2006. Or it's Sonic the Hedgehog, but known by everyone as
Sonic 06. The legendary Sonic 06 on the Xbox 360.
But funny enough, the multiplayer was actually recorded years prior.
What, like 2015, right?
Yeah, it was actually before like the Revival Project. I recorded that with Snoopy, but we were able to finally sit down and play through the single player campaign.
But like in the holiday of 2016, and then it came out in 2017.
Yeah,
it took a while to get all of it together. But this was a long game, longer than we thought.
Yeah,
and the glitches were numerous, and so we ended up getting through Sonic 06. But we actually had a pretty decent start to 2017 after a little rough January. But February and March was uploading a lot, and then going into April. Well, we actually finished Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's true.
That finished up in February. But going into April was just Breath of the Wild.
Sonic 06.
But the big news, you graduated.
Yeah, in May of 2017, I graduated from grad school.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks. Became a master's in music.
Which was more impressive than what we were doing on YouTube, which was more Breath of the Wild all through June and July. Just kept going with it. In August, I ended up moving, but still played Breath of the Wild, couldn't stop. But finally in September, finished the main campaign after months of playing it and uploading to YouTube. And unfortunately,
that means that there's nothing else really going to go up on the channel then, because nothing else was really recorded.
Nothing else was recorded, and I was working. And we got a couple of random Minority Report.
Yeah, so
highlights.
I was back in Georgia. I was able to edit up some Minority Reports, which from gameplay that Snoopy, Mr. Peter Bravo, and myself recorded, again, years prior. Finally able to edit it and upload it. One highlight per month.
Yeah,
Slowly kind of getting content out there to kind of help alleviate
the nothingness.
The drought of videos that were going up on the channel at this time in
videos.
2017.
Yeah, I remember just nothing really happening. In December, I made a news video kind of talking about my status, which I was just saying like, hey, you know, I know YouTube's failing. I'm not feeling good. DC's incredibly expensive, and I'm really struggling financially and emotionally and mentally. We've had some recent copyright issues on YouTube with videos being claimed because of music.
Like I remember we had to like do some weird changes to the pitch of certain sections of the audio just to get around some of the copyright. Like you upload a video, you get copyright claim for just a portion of it, so we had to take it back, edit just that section, and then put it up again and see if it worked.
But then YouTube would claim some
something
other part
else
of the video. It never
randomly.
even claimed the first time around. Oh, it was so frustrating. We were able to record Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was because of our holiday break together. And then at this time, because YouTube wasn't doing too well, and I kind of wanted to take a break and isolate a little bit from everything. In terms of networks and behind the scenes, we had now been with broadband for a while after leaving Polaris years ago. But at this point, I decided to split with broadband TV and partner directly with YouTube, like we had done initially years and years and years ago. And so we ended up leaving broadband and went directly with YouTube, just to kind of cut out the middleman and just be by ourselves solo once again. Honestly, that about wraps up 2017. It was not a good year for our YouTube. It started off okay, then Breath of the Wild came out, and we did do a lot of Breath of the Wild episodes, but was never able to record new stuff. I did not feel well at all that year. And the end of the year, the last couple of months, worked and just didn't feel great. And so really not much happened on YouTube, unfortunately.
Well, at least with that holiday break in late 2017 allowed us to work on some projects for 2018. Didn't come out right away, though. In January, you're able to record some of the Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad DLC that just came out.
The DLC just came out, so I was able to go back to Breath of the Wild and play some of that.
There was a bit of Infinity Blade 2 later on in February.
And that actually was a Let's Play, because I finally went back with my promise and got the middle game done. So I was able to get 1, 2, and 3 finally of Infinity Blade. And then we got Cuphead, which was, we did co-op together, a boss rush game, and it was a lot of fun. Very difficult, but a fun game of the two of us to play. In March, another big project, Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
The third game in the Mario & Luigi series.
Yeah, another one highly requested. I was trying to give the fans what they wanted and do these Let's Plays while I could. I was back in Washington, D.C. working at restaurant, and that made things hard because timing was an issue and work-life balance was impossible.
So we were able to finish up Cuphead, but Bowser's Inside Story had some pauses here and there with uploads.
Here and there, unfortunately. Ultimately, not much happened on the channel for a while until May, when I literally had to move away from Washington, D.C. because I could not afford rent anymore. And we made an update video in May. And then in June, I was able to continue Bowser's Inside Story because I was back living at home and not paying DC rent. Because I was together back in Georgia with Enob, we did some Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah,
the demo had just come out.
The little YouTube live stream we did.
Yeah,
as
and
well
we did
later
campaign.
on. Yeah,
that was like a 2-part live stream we did. A lot of fun, just something to try out. But then the big game we decided to do together, because I was back and he was here. We did Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh boy, it's quite the beast of a Let's Play.
It ended up being episode-wise
the third largest, but in terms of number of hours, I think it's the longest series on the channel.
It's the longest series on the day. I think by far, actually. Over 150 episodes of Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It actually was an amazing game that we both really enjoyed. I feel like the YouTube community probably got fatigued from it.
Yeah, because for almost the end of the year of 2018, it was just Mario plus Rabbids and some Bowser's Inside Story.
Yep.
Until both of those games ended towards the end of the year.
Yeah, towards the end. I think in like around November, we finally finished Mario and Rabbids, and this is after months of literally nothing but Mario and Rabbids. Kingdom Battle. Come to December, and nothing's going on because started working a job at retail, and just could not. I was working so many hours, could not even do recording, just slept and worked. Pretty much all that happened. And so that quickly wraps up 2018, but really it's Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle and Bowser's Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other Ram series.
That pretty much covers all 2018, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's just, once again, is a lot of moving. It's a lot of real life jobs, and they're jobs that require a lot of hours and a lot of physical labor between restaurants and retail. And so just not a lot got done YouTube wise. That brings us to 2019.
You did make an update video in late January.
Nothing had been done in December. Nothing really came out in January till near the end of it. I made a news video just kind of wanting to let everyone know, hey, I'm still here. We're still alive, working on things. It's just been crazy.
Yeah, we haven't decided to shut off the channel or anything. It's just we're so busy with real life stuff
and just tired from everything. And so, made this news video in late January, but then February didn't upload anything. March finally
uploaded first episode of the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Let's Play. It was live streamed months prior,
I think. Yes, and it finally got around to editing footage from that live stream. But at this point, the videos on YouTube were slowing down. Not as many people were watching or enjoying the videos. So it kind of continued slowly through April. Enob was able to jump in and join a couple of episodes. I tried again in May, to start doing more uploads. We did Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We did the mirror mode.
Yeah, be able to kind of get back together and record some more stuff.
We did Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, that was a nice little enjoyable co-op game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, actually, the two of us playing that together.
And you were able to do some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the World of Lights.
It was a fun Let's Play, but actually relatively long. But I was just glad to be playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because that had kind of been on the burner for a while.
Yeah, you got to do some more Super Mario Maker event courses later on because you wanted to finish up that game before Super Mario Maker 2.
Maker 2 was coming out on the Switch, and we looked at the old Let's Play of Super Mario Maker, and I had started the event courses and done maybe 13 or something like that of them, and there's like 30 or so in the list, and it didn't matter, but just felt like finishing them up before Mario Maker 2 came out, so we finished the rest of the event courses.
We did that co-op live stream of the Crypto Necro Dancer Cadence of Hyrule that just released in June. That was
fun. It was short and kind of in a very unique game. And then Mario Maker 2 released, and we were able to do story mode.
Then in the following months of 2019, we were able to put up a whole lot of highlights from old recordings and streams that we had discovered on an old hard drive.
Yeah, old hard drive. We, over the years, we've had a couple of different hard drives and stored up a bunch of footage, and just every once in a while, we'd randomly record a couple hours here and there with friends, but always intend to edit, or maybe it wasn't good enough to edit, or didn't know where to go with it. But we found a bunch of these old things, including The Plan, BMX Triple X, which is a weird game.
Avatar: The Burning Earth.
Yep, Outlaw Golf 2.
You did that Gears of War 4 video with Mr. Bravo? Yeah?
That was literally like, I called him and we did like 2 hours of recording, and that was it.
There's Choice Chamber, that live stream.
That was on live stream. Yep,
Twitch.
that was kind of fun, and just able to edit and put up some of those highlights all the way through October.
Yep, and you finished up the story mode of Super Mario Maker 2. But after October, though, there weren't any other videos uploaded to the channel.
Unfortunately, in the rest of 2019, nothing happened.
At least on YouTube, yeah.
I moved back to Washington, D.C. What's happening is I would move to Washington, D.C., I'd stay at an apartment, work as hard as I could, not be able to afford rent, have to return to Georgia, save up, and try again. And this happened a couple times throughout these last couple of years. So I moved back to DC in September. I worked again at another restaurant job. And September, October, November, December, I just kept working and was there all the time, didn't record, didn't do much of anything YouTube related. So once again, another year of YouTube where we did the best we could with random uploads and footage we found, but could not dedicate the full-time job it needed to be like we had in the past.
And before you ask where was Enob and all this, I was on a ship in the middle of the ocean a lot of those days in late 2019. I had started up new work on cruise ships, playing in a band. So
you were way gone.
Yeah, way gone.
Wi-Fi half the time.
Right, exactly. So yeah, most of the time I couldn't even communicate with Koops. Yeah, it was just really a struggle just to make any new content, let alone edit it.
Just nothing happened, I mean, it's just, once again, real life kind of got in the way, and YouTube was hobby status. It years ago was full-time, but as we moved and money decreased, it became hobby, and so it just became harder and harder to do these random these Let's Plays. That wraps up 2019, and now we come into the 2020.
The infamous 2020.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2020 took a nosedive pretty quick. For us, though, on YouTube, uploaded a news video, same as kind of 2019,
Actually,
late January.
almost the exact same way as 2019 started.
Almost started the exact same way, a news video.
Letting you know you're not gone for good, even though it's been months, but, you know, we're still want to do something. However, it's been, as we've explained just now, really tough with the both of us working and gone a lot.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we always do want to do more YouTube. We just don't have the time or the energy or the mental, emotional, like we just sometimes can't do it. But we still always, at the end of the day, I still come back wanting to do more YouTube. And so we made this video in January 2020 saying we're going to do more. Then we actually did a little bit better than 2019, and because in February, started uploading.
We released a couple gameplay videos of 1-2 Switch. This is stuff we were able to record briefly while I was back on land between contracts and
yeah, for like a week or two.
Yeah, right.
Like we recorded
right.
some random, very small random things. We had done 1-2 Switch. We did the entire game real quickly with a little webcam. That was fun. Well, as fun as it was, 1-2 Switch is not a great game. We did Kirby Air Ride,
Cartoon Network Racing,
and Looney Tunes Back in Action. Yeah. And Kirby Air Ride was another classic for us because we had played that as kids a lot. So it was, going back to the past. But Cartoon Network Racing and Looney Tunes were randomly, we had the PS2 out and we just literally selected a random game off the shelf.
Yep, it was another one of those situations where we had a limited time to work
what
together.
What can we get done in a week?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And so we did a couple small series, 1-2 Switch, Kirby Air Ride, and then we can pick a couple of random games, and we just did them real quick.
But yeah, we were able to record that stuff. Like in 2019, a couple things went up early on, but from mid-February until...
Well, it's like wait until like July. There's not a video really on YouTube.
That's right, yeah.
What happened is I was in DC and I had a new opportunity for a new job in Chicago. And so this is the first time, but I moved from DC to Chicago to take on this new job opportunity. And this was in March, and this was right when the pandemic really hit the United States hard. It was right when everything went into quarantine
and I was
shut
stuck
down.
on a cruise ship off of California.
And you were stuck on a cruise ship, and I moved to a new city by myself into a new apartment and promptly never left that apartment. and just went to work and never left that apartment. So I was able in March to start doing some live streams. Animal Crossing New Horizons, which had just released and came out for the Switch. I did Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It was one of those games I had wanted to play. We owned it on the Wii.
Yeah, or at least you were starting to play these games.
Yeah, I had started. I'm not going to say finished. I started to play some of these games.
Paper Mario the Origami King.
Paper Mario the Origami King started streaming.
Did some multiplayer as well.
With viewers, did some Mario Kart Deluxe and some Smash Brothers Ultimate. But these streams, I felt like I should be able to stream almost every day because I was living at home. I wasn't going anywhere. But ultimately, I just really, once again, struggled with money and emotions and depression and didn't do as much as I had wanted to. In July, I released a video talking about working, in the Windy City in Chicago.
And finally, that Kirby Air Ride series that we recorded long ago was able to be uploaded in July.
And but that was the only upload. I had done all these streams, and the idea was stream, edit, bring to YouTube, but I just was never feeling the editing and uploading, and so it didn't happen. So there was a little bit of activity from me, but not on YouTube. However, in late July, Enob came to visit me in Chicago for a week, and everything was still locked down. We did do some walking around, but we couldn't go into anything.
Right.
So we were sitting at my apartment and decided to record a series, and that happened to be
Luigi's Mansion 3.
We played all the other Luigi's Mansions. We loved them all, and we had always wanted to play it since it released, and finally had the opportunity to do it. So every day we recorded for like 4 or 5 hours every day.
Yeah.
But we were able to record it, edit, and start uploading a new series to the channel. And it felt like it had been months, obviously, since anything had happened on YouTube. It felt great to get the game done and started going on.
Now, in the following months, you were having some issues, though, in Chicago, and eventually decided to move back to Georgia.
Well, I lost my job to the pandemic. Even though I had moved over there for the new job, and then I had started it, they let me go after just a couple of months, which is really rough after you have a year lease and you're in a new place. But ultimately had to move back to Georgia. Kirby Air Ride was sporadic. We had some of it here and there.
But at
best
least we
could.
kept Luigi's Mansion 3 fairly consistent because we had recorded all of that and most of it was edited.
And then this comes in October. Luigi's Mansion 3 and Kirby Air Ride end. I'm now back in Georgia, and we start doing some random things like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the DLC fighters that started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So we started doing some first impressions of those. Pikmin 3 Deluxe demo just came out. Gave that a try.
The Fall Guys montage.
Yeah, we played some Fall Guys.
We did that on live stream, and I edited a quick video montage.
Fall
video
Guys
of that.
exploded in popularity, and so we were able to play a little bit of that. And Paper Mario the Origami King was able to be edited
Yep.
and started being uploaded. This was from the
in
streams
October.
I'd done in Chicago.
Mhm. And also another major
Major milestone in October 21st, 2020.
10 years of KoopaKungFu.
10 years of KoopaKungFu. A crazy landmark after all this time. We're extremely grateful to everyone who's been around, who supported us at any point in time of our history. And it meant a lot to us. And in fact, we started working on this video long before that date, but had some issues. So now we're going a little bit past October into November of 2020. After our 10 years, we were able to finally get Looney Tunes Back in Action up that we had done long ago. Origami King continues going on. And then December of 2020, we decide, hey, let's end 2020. Let's go find any and all old footage that's sitting around on hard drives. Let's finally get it up on the channel. This means all these old live streams, all this old footage that has never seen the light of day. Can we get it out there? And that's what we've been doing in December.
Right.
Ina went through and edited a bunch of stuff. So all these old live streams like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Some of the Luigi's Mansion 3 that we did at Halloween stream.
Some Mario Kart 8 deluxe streams that never gone up.
We actually finally uploaded the Cartoon Network Racing that we talked about recording
months and months ago. Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
or a year ago, actually, at that point.
Unfortunately, Paper Mario went on hold because we had no more footage. We edited and uploaded all of the footage that we had. We started working in retail at the end of 2020 because we needed money after losing jobs because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us lost our jobs to COVID.
Yep.
So we started working retail, and kind of the same problem we've had in the past, where when you work retail and work, all these hours, you don't get a lot else done.
Yeah, especially during seasonal work. It's just
Seasonal work's crazy. And so this video that we planned to get out for our 10-year anniversary started getting delayed. It just because we were busy. We were working 7 days a week. And so work, and then we didn't get this video done and took time to research and gather materials and do all this extra recording. Finally, we head into 2021.
so glad to be done with 2020.
Yeah, that was a rough year. We were all glad to be done with that. Made a new news video with a goal of uploading more videos. We did not want a repeat of 2020.
No, with just months-long drought of
No uploads, no videos.
yeah.
So, sat down, made a new goal. Let's get some daily uploads going. And it's gone well so far. We started off with some old live stream footage, just trying to get more of those old live streams out of our hard drive.
Yeah, I found there's a live stream of Dark Souls he had done, I think, back in late 2016.
That was with Snoopy and Enob. That was a lot of fun.
Indeed.
It was pretty terrible for Koops, but it was good. Pokemon Uranium was the other live stream. Then, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that was a bit more recent.
Not an old live stream, but none of the footage had ever gone to YouTube.
You had started that in summer of 2020.
Yep, and it had just been a stream-only type of thing. Wanted to finally get the videos out on YouTube, and it's the first time they came out in January of 2021. So that's what happens in January, and then we get into February, where I believe you upload your...
Yeah, kind of finish up the old footage been found recently, and it was actually footage of my very first live stream. I did solo. Old Mario Kart 8
Mario
footage
Kart 8
from
gameplay.
late 2014 while you were out of the country living in Taiwan.
Yeah, I didn't even know you had done that live stream.
Yeah.
So that was cool for me to go actually watch it on YouTube 6 years later, 7 years later, whatever. Go to watch that finally.
Mhm.
And then a big project that I had been meaning to do for a long time came up, which was the re-upload of these corrupted YouTube files. So back in the day, in Japanuary 2014, had uploaded all of these anime-inspired related video games. And they uploaded fine, but because of the file format, for whatever reason, YouTube slowly over time had been corrupting them. And now there was a lot of videos that just straight up would not play or wouldn't work, or had audio issues or graphical problems. So, downloaded everything we could, tried to find any old hard drive files. It wasn't all successful, but then we uploaded everything we could in a new file format back to YouTube. This was a tremendous project.
You know, yeah, it's funny looking back on that because it was the videos that we had tried using that new recording format where it was just simply recording it and then it could be uploaded to YouTube because it was a completed video then. It's funny enough that those videos are the ones that would corrupt later on. And would have to you had to go through all this hassle
of
to
editing.
Fix them.
And,
you had to edit them regardless.
The idea was to save time and not edit, and it ended up costing me so much time.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, YouTube. That was a lot of work, but that project took us through all of February. It wasn't the most glamorous project, and it prevented us from really recording new stuff because of the pure amount of work it took to get all of those videos back up. But then rolls around March 2021, and we're like, hey, it's time to do something new on the channel. We're done with old live streams. We're done.
We're sick of the old stuff.
We are as sick as the viewers are of all this old stuff, even more so. We want it to be done. So we decide for March to do a month of Mario.
Woohoo! Let's go.
March 10th is International Mario Day. And so we decided to make the whole month about Mario. And we made a news video asking viewers to choose what Mario game they'd like to see out of a list of about 5 of them.
Kind of like the big Mario 3D platformer games.
And you all chose
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury,
which was a great choice. There was a lot of good games we wanted to play. That actually was near the top of our list, so I was really happy to see that one win. And we actually got going into that game right away.
Yeah.
And started doing some of that. We have not gotten into the Bowser's Fury section of the game just yet, but we've enjoyed the Super Mario 3D World aspect. It feels great because that was a game we had tried long ago to play
right
on release day, and now we have eventually played it again on essentially release day
for the Switch version.
So
yeah, years and years later,
hey, we eventually got to it. Other Mario games we decided to do was Super Mario Maker 2.
We did like a bunch of co-op levels from the game.
Co-op levels together, which was really fun. That was actually something I didn't really think or know much about. And then as we were kind of playing through some of it, found out there was co-op levels and really enjoyed doing a lot of that.
The Super Mario Bros. 35 game, that time-limited game.
The special time-limited game.
No longer can play it.
It's been there for a while, and then we had never taken the time to play it, so went ahead and gave it a shot. It was okay, but it is now gone, so it was fun while it lasted. Kind of fun while it lasted.
Yeah, and hey, also big game, you get back to playing Paper Mario the Origami King. That had been on a slight hiatus since December of 2020. You're able to kind of get back into live streaming and thus record more Paper Mario.
Yeah, I've actually been really enjoying that game, but haven't had a chance to do it with the retail work and all the other stuff we've been doing, so it was nice to get back into the game and stream a little bit and get that back going on YouTube, as well as we got to do a classic Mario Strikers Charge.
Yeah, we kind of popped in doing that game every so often on live stream.
It's just so much fun.
It is.
You know, so
and we're really glad that other people enjoyed watching that as well.
Yeah, and so anytime we get a chance to play that one, we've been hitting that up. Then the other big game near the end of March was Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, released on the Switch.
Yeah, the complete edition, right. It's a game that we had some interest in because we had loved playing the original Garden Warfare 1 and Garden Warfare 2.
And even further back, Plants vs. Zombies on the iOS is actually a game that our channel is relatively known for.
And PvZ2, as we mentioned earlier, the largest series on the channel. So, of course, we had to play another PvZ game. And with the release of the complete edition on the Switch, we figured now is a good time because the game's actually now
relevant again.
Yeah.
And that leads us into April, and we're still working on these daily uploads, kind of doing a couple things here and there. Right now it's focused on Super Mario 3D World, Plants vs. Zombies, and hopefully going to get some Paper Mario and Xenoblade going again as I get more time to live stream. Thought retail would slow down. It really has not. In fact, it's actually kind of zoomed up.
Yeah.
So that's how life goes sometimes. But
hey, we're still able to keep uploading at least a video a day. And some days we've been doing 2 videos a day.
Yeah, I've been really happy with our progress. I think 2021's off to a solid start, and I am looking forward to doing more.
It's a really good feeling to kind of get back into that groove once
And you know
more.
what? That actually leads us right now to the 10.5 year anniversary.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Woohoo! 10.5
Finally
years.
made it.
You know, something that we had intended to release at the 10-year anniversary and then gotten held up numerous times has now led us all the way to the 10.5 year anniversary, but we've been able to accomplish more things. And so I'm really happy with the channel. I'm still enjoying uploading. Obviously, we're still doing it. You know, recently we've been seeing some comments from people who say, hey, I remember these guys from my childhood. I remember seeing these old videos. I'm glad to see he's still uploading. They're still uploading. Those always bring a smile to my face. I know that we're an old, kind of washed up YouTube channel, but
My Kung Fu is still the best.
it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Just still enjoying moving on with it. It's great.
And now we're at the end of our long look back at the history of KoopaKungFu.
Thanks for watching. We are honored to have such an amazing community, as none of this would have been possible without the support of the Koopa Troop.
Here's the 10
And a half.
years of KoopaKungFu, and to the Koopa Troop. You all are the best.
Much love and peace. Until next time.
GG!